Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's
Hello.
it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Mason, I
Good.
haven't met you before. I don't
Hello,
think
I
I
just
have.
joined the group.
Woo!
Woo!
Welcome and also
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, I
To the
was
two of
watching
us.
some of your guys' last recording that you posted on YouTube, just seeing kind of how the group meeting kind of goes, all that. Nikhil, how do you
Yeah,
say your name?
Nikhil.
Nikhil, gotcha.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I related hardcore to what you were saying last time.
yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, broke, trying to fill up the schedule,
Need some
all that.
Zoomie.
So
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I feel you hardcore, man. It's just especially slow right now too, I think,
yeah.
with the season. So
I feel you guys on that. My goodness. Hey,
hmm
I kind of look like I have maybe slight tan. That's awesome. Fake tan.
late start today.
Same.
Got up.
Same.
I was up real late, just doing some web work, some video editing, stuff like that. So, you know,
Same. I like
yeah,
that. That
yeah.
means you're driven and all that jazz.
I try to be.
That's pretty awesome. If you guys see me clicking around, it's because I put the post out a little late to certain groups. So I was like gonna give them like, I don't know, a little time to jump in, I guess, or request to jump in. But
Mm.
honestly, I love how things are going with this group chat. Like the last one, it was a very long chat if you saw the like time that it was recorded.
Yeah, it was like an
Um
hour, 42 minutes or something.
Yeah, we networked so long. It was great. But yeah, some people will be like, oh, I don't want to watch all of that. But if you turn up the speed on YouTube just to like 1.25, 1.5, it is not as painful to listen to. Because I'm positive that people talk kind of slower than we can actually process. So we can process so much quicker. So for like years, I've done like brain training to where I speed it up to like two times the speed and I just like process really quickly. I don't think it has made me technically a better listener to people, but but it helps me get through a lot of content and some of these little nuggets just kind of pop out at me as I'm watching or listening, excuse me. So
Hmm.
the trick. And our brains can handle it because we're super smart.
Hmm.
Our brain is
Hmm.
a machine. So
It's a TikTok real consuming machine.
it
Mine.
really is. Are you a TikTok person? Do you like TikTok, the
I
TikTok?
I have a love-hate relationship with short form content. So I have a TikTok channel that I got like a couple. I used to do corporate social media work for this company I worked for, and I got them to somewhere around 10,000 followers. I
That's
just
quite a bit.
posted
That's
stupid
crazy.
stuff. Yeah, I got a few TikToks that got a few million views, but
That's
you know,
wonderful. You
it's
know,
luck of the draw. You just upload all the time and see what sticks, you
Yeah,
know?
sometimes like the stuff that like you really don't try on is the stuff that blows up.
Well, I
yeah,
did one
that's a
about
funny
Age
point.
of War. I don't know if you guys know that stupid little flash game where the cavemen are coming out of the cave on the one side, the cavemen are coming out of the cave on the other, and they fight each other, and then you upgrade your base. It's like
Kind of love that.
it seems like everyone in my age range kind of remembered that game, and I just made a TikTok about it on the company account because the boss, Lisa, she just let me do whatever I wanted, and it ended up getting like 4 million views or something like that. And
That's
everyone's
crazy.
like, nostalgia.
You
So,
probably have like, I don't know how to explain this. This is kind of going into spiritual, but they say people like I know you just met me and I'm already opening up the spiritual can of worms. Also, hi Hendrick, hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining us today. Um, so going to spiritual, you think about people like Whitney Houston and even Elvis. They have something on them that like draws the crowd. Like it's just not normal, right? So you might actually have like some sort of gifting where you actually have this way about you because your numbers are not normal. I'm sorry, friend. They're just
well,
not normal.
I, I,
They're
I mean,
not.
it
They're
helps to
they're
have
actually
something to talk about.
spectacular.
I wish I could do that for my own stuff. Though my my business channel that I just made, that's getting a few views on my. I wanna get more long form views,
Yeah,
opening up more of a
I feel you
dialogue
on
with
that.
people, all that.
It's all about building that relationship, and what we're doing today is obviously building even just like a super, I wouldn't say it's completely a superficial connection that we have today. It's like I get to see you guys, you get to see me, we get to chitty chat. But like this is much better than being on a phone call. This is much better than
Mhm.
someone even seeing a post that I made or you made. So this is kind of like taking a big step. And as you know, it's recorded. So we're all creating media today,
Right.
which is kind of a big deal. Because if you go from basically never recording your face or your voice to now, okay, now my lifestyle is different and I'm recording my face and voice and you're putting yourself out there, it is like a huge jump from that to the next step. But I would say that I know I'm going to give you advice, but we're going to get into our meeting soon so we can crack this puppy wide open because I just love this topic. And I think
I
you're,
love cracking puppies open.
whoa, yikes. No, I'm kidding.
Crazy.
Trigger. No, I'm joking. Um, when it comes to our own brands, yes, it feels a little bit like our baby, our child, but you also kind of have to see your brand in two different ways, where it's like it is a part of you, it is a part of your world, but it is also an organism in its own right. Like it has to be able to crawl before it walks, it has to be able to walk before it runs. And even with the gig pickup group, and I'm an analyst type of person, so I analyze everything. It's a problem and a superpower. But the gig pickup group is a baby group. It's literally a baby group, and I've had it for 4 years, 5 years. Hello, Mr. David.
Well,
It's an old baby.
hi,
And
how are you?
Hassan, how are you doing today? I didn't get to say hi to you yet.
I'm good. I'm good. It's the first time here, so I'm excited to find out about you guys and stuff. So
We have lots of great information. Yeah, kidding, maybe a little kidding. But it's so nice to meet you. This is, yeah, my first time getting to meet
David,
you.
no one, I don't think anyone can hear you.
Oh, which looking good,
Is
looking
your
clean,
mic
David.
source on the right source?
Let me see. Go ahead and say something, David. Can you hear us? I know you can probably hear us. Just give him a second, guys. He's probably fiddling with the audio right now. So Hassan, it's so nice to meet you. Are you videographer or photographer or both or
I'm
something
actually
else?
both. So I started off as a photographer.
Mhm.
I'm back.
Got my hands dirty. I'm based out of New York City, so
Oh,
I'm in
nice.
Staten Island, Brooklyn, New York, any of those
In
areas,
your
and
heart.
tri-state as well. And I drive, so if I need to go to Pennsylvania, I go Pennsylvania.
That's
If I need to go to
crazy.
Jersey, I'll go or Connecticut as well.
You seem very
Photographer mainly,
versatile. Okay.
and then I transitioned into a videographer. However, I do both for weddings. Depends on if the gig requires me, and I'll do also freelance work. But I'm also transitioning into short form filmmaking. So I kind of want to,
Yes.
you know, I got actually YouTube partnership for my regular YouTube channel. I created a new one
Mhm.
the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna start
Ooh,
like just putting specific like film stuff on that, like
I love
how I
that.
create short films and how I learned this whole process by literally watching YouTube videos.
Okay, can I say something? You are ridiculously focused as a human being, and I love it. You're like, psh, okay, so a lot of people, maybe myself included, we have like 16 different things going on, but you're like, no, I have maybe you've done some personal wrestling battling to figure out what your one or two things are, but I really appreciate the precision, that you have
No,
with even
honestly,
just
it's also
what you're
because
doing.
yeah,
So
it
cool.
life obviously throws so many different things in your way.
Uh-huh.
I learned that the hard way. I learned it by not sticking to one thing, and it just didn't work out. Nothing was just like, sticking to the wall. That ended up
Yeah.
just being like, okay, what am I good at? What do I like doing? Just
Hmm.
do it. Just
Just do
enjoy
it,
doing it.
Nike.
Just freaking do it. That's all
Freaking
it
do
is.
it.
That's the simplest thing. And then and honestly, watching films, being interested in creative aspect of everything, I ended up just learning everything through YouTube. You know, I would be driving
Crazy.
to a gig and watching like
Too beautiful.
something about like an external flash or something that I didn't know, and I would just be watching while I'm going to the gig, and I just learn on the fly. But in the last like year and a half, I really upped my YouTube channel to like just making creative stuff. I was like, just make fun stuff. Whatever I need to do, just make it. And then if it sticks, it sticks. And it ended up just being that, okay, it started working. You know, I started getting the views, I started being creative, I started like connecting with other people around my area. And it landed me a lot of gigs via Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it was. And
Dang.
this group, you know, this group is fantastic. I love it because it actually makes me feel like more involved with the community where people are actually learning. And I would rather show people, hey, you don't have to, you know, have thousands of dollars of equipment. You could just
Yeah.
start.
Run and gun.
It'll
Basically.
come. It'll just come. Just let it happen.
Let it
It'll come.
happen. That's crazy, dude. Thank you, Hassan. I learned a lot even just from listening to you. I mean, my goodness gracious. I think we all can kind of feel the overlap of our stories because we're all here because maybe we have a brand, maybe we have a small business, maybe we work for other people in the photo video industry. But my personal, like where I'm at, I kind of got kicked in the teeth as I started my small business. I overbooked myself. I didn't have as much skill as I probably should have had when it comes to editing. And I'm hearing some feedback on my mic. Is anybody able to like mute themselves until they want to chitty chat? I'm so sorry. Because
Yeah, I
I
think
heard this
somebody needs to
last
mute
time.
themselves. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If y'all mute. Um, all right. I'm trying to say hi to the new people. So y'all help me say hi to new people when you can't get a chance. But so back to I guess what I have going on. I just decided the wedding videography life was not really for me 100% right now. Like I can still do it on the side, but I don't want to be all in. I actually have a passion for event planning. So that's kind of like where I'm going is like bringing people together, whether it's a simplistic event where we just have coffee or something, or a larger, more complex event where we have like dinner, whatever, bands, whatever, DJ. It's all for the greater good to bring people together, to get people acquainted with one another. Because and just to touch on a point that David Alonso had way back when, I think this was just on a chat we had on the phone, but he's like, it's so different to sit in front of somebody and just be around them and hang out. It's very different than seeing them interact on Facebook. It's much better and you feel a lot more cohesive.
你这灵符，你这全符，东那么点人，
But anyways, guys, how do we feel about getting started with this?
妈妈哎呀，不断，
All these shenanigans. I think I might hear Gary. Dude, we got some power players on this call. I am not worthy. Oh my gosh. Y'all need to quit being so awesome. Especially my two admins, David and Hendrick. Y'all quit being so awesome, please. Your awesomeness is overflowing. And my announcer, Nikhil. All right. If y'all want to unmute, it's not important stuff anymore. So feel free. This is like open chat until we get started into the nitty gritty. I'm probably just going to give it a couple minutes so people can tune in. Tune in? It's not tuning in.
I'm near my
Yeah, I'd say tune in.
my
I mean, it's
stream.
not like we're turning a knob and, physically tuning, but
Yeah.
I guess we're tuning in.
Yeah, they can jump in.
Ugh.
What are you saying, David? How's your day going?
Good. A lot of calling. A lot, like
Oh my gosh.
Cold calling or just regular calling?
I haven't slept a lot. No, calling. Choosing photos for my
Oh,
wedding.
culling. Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, I was at an event, an ALS nonprofit event, and they hired me for 2 hours, but I ended up staying the whole time and just taking photos. They had me doing photo and video, and I
cool.
ended up taking over 700 photos, and I could only get it
Quite a
down
bit.
to like 250. Like it
That's
was,
not too bad.
It's hard.
Not too bad.
yeah.
Okay, who votes that we should have friendship time of calling from 250 to like 50. Like how we need other people in this like thing where they're like, this is great, this is not, this is great, this like I feel like it could help us in that process because even just having one other person speaking into that like photo process, I mean, wouldn't that be helpful or would that make it even worse? Like would it make it more stressful? What do you think?
I don't know. Usually I try and move as fast as possible when culling
Yeah.
images and my computer is rigged out. I mean I've put thousands of dollars into it, but my laptop when I'm not home, it's a 7-year-old MacBook Pro and it just like it takes me like 10 seconds just to mark something
Mm,
as a reject or
yeah,
a pick or
that's a good
something like
point.
that. So
What about you
It'd probably
guys?
take me longer.
Yeah, do you think so? Even just bringing one other person in, if y'all are both very well acquainted with culling and choosing photos and all that, I think it could be helpful to shave down like the batch that you're going to deliver to your clients. But what kind of like we got to find people who we can actually call and say, "Hey, can you look at these and can you give me your fades?"
Yeah, I'm good
So
at that.
yeah, I think we all have that gifting to be able to like be objective, subjective, objective, whatever, and help others. But I don't know, maybe we should try it one day when we don't have a rush or anything. Obviously, we don't have to do it on this Zoom chat, but like keep an eye out on any struggles that you might have when it comes to shaving. Like you have like 200 picks and you have to get down to like 30 to 50. I mean, that's really challenging, especially if you really like your content, or your like your photos.
Can I just add? Can I
Mhm.
just add something to that?
Yes, of course.
So as far as pulling, I don't even spend time on doing it. You know why? Because when I'm on Lightroom and I'm editing the whole, batch of the stuff, because honestly,
Mhm.
I don't. Not saying that I don't trust you guys. I'm saying because I sometimes used to outsource like the editing and the coding
Yeah,
and stuff like that to other people, but
yeah,
it was just that we weren't kind of face to face either. So we didn't
yeah,
really have an understanding of what I feel is more important for a picture or whatnot.
yeah.
However, I tried it once or twice. It was just like,
Mhm.
okay, pictures went from 1500 to like only like 700. I'm like, that's half. That's a little too much. Because for a
Yeah.
wedding, for a normal wedding, like 1,000 is pretty good,
Hmm.
you know. But now, obviously, once you get a little into the whole process of like going for a shoot, you don't even snap that many pictures anymore because you just know, okay, this
What you
picture's
want.
gonna come out great
Yeah.
already.
You're
So I
yeah.
had a dilemma where I used to be like, okay, I need to only deliver 1,000. If it's 1,100, should I do another 100?
yeah,
Yeah.
But
people are buying 1,000 photos, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a
I
Wow.
do
10
a
hour,
lot of
12 hour
Pakistani
day.
Indian weddings,
Oh.
and
Pretty
Oh,
normal.
those
that
are,
makes a little more
dude,
sense.
Yeah.
1,500 pictures is nothing.
Do they
It's
get a
absolutely
physical
Nothing's
nothing.
album
average
of
at
that
all.
too?
Physical album, honestly, in the last year and a half, I haven't sold a single album. Nobody
Yeah,
wants one. I
yeah,
mean, I've presented it to people. I've made like small ones, but nothing
Yeah.
like, the gigantic
yeah.
ones
I've
where
never
back in the
had
day.
Mm.
physical prints
It,
get bought for myself personally. I mean,
I think the digital media has completely changed the world. Even my wedding like album, I had a buddy of mine make it for me. It was only because I had a hookup, but there wasn't really a need for it. I haven't looked at it for like 3 years. I've been
mhm,
married 6 years. 2 years later, 2 kids later, all I think about is changing diapers and like sending the
Hmm.
older one to school. So
mhm,
pictures like
That,
that, it's just hard. I mean, I've tried it to tell people, hey, if you do want a wedding album, I can make you so and so. And honestly, it's like I never really upselled it. So
Yeah.
as far as
that,
making the digital copies of everything, like say if it's a 2 day event, most likely you're gonna have like 2,500 pictures.
Hmm.
I'll call it down to maybe 1,200 to maybe 13 or 1,400.
mhm.
I'm okay with it because as I go while I'm editing, I'll just delete what I don't like. So I don't even go spend separate time on it,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean,
Well,
and
I'm
Mhm.
then
gonna get
edit
us
it later.
started, okay, guys? So we
yeah.
can get rocking and rolling and get into the nitty gritty. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want to go first, but I do want to ask everyone kind of a little bit about themselves Try to keep it short. Do you guys feel okay with a timer since we have like quite a few people? Does it feel like we're in high school again or something if I put a timer on? Because it gives you like a good amount of time, but not, we're not going to take 15 minutes to. How do y'all feel about timers? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, you stop talking. No, I'm kidding. But it is helpful because then it gives everybody kind of an adequate amount. How do I work this thing? How do I work this thing? Okay, maybe like type it in. Does no, let's do like 1 minute and 50 seconds or 30 seconds. Does 2 minutes sound good to everybody? Let's try 2 minutes. I know.
40 minutes.
What?
40 minutes.
20?
40.
20. 40.
40.
9 seconds.
Okay, this sounds good. Oh, and if we listen, I can always finagle the time. But this is also kind of like it's putting pressure on us to be like speaking eloquently. Obviously, you do not have to speak perfectly, but it's like working that little speech muscle. So, who wants to go first? I'm going to ask you a little bit of prompting questions, like it's going to be past, present, future. I know we're getting deep in 2 minutes, but just kind of skim the surface of, what things look like for you in the past, things look like for you now, and things look like for you in the future. And obviously we are not in the future right now. So just kind of say, hey, this is the trajectory. This is where I'm heading. It can be dreamy. It can be like, I want to own a rhinoceros. I don't know. It could be anything. So, but we're kind of sticking within the topic of photo, video, business, maybe
If whoever's not
social media marketing.
talking, just mute because I hear too much echo.
Yeah, there's some
It's like
echo
really
going on.
loud echo.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm wearing headphones, so I know
Yeah,
for sure
whoever's
it's
not
not me.
wearing
Yeah.
headphones
All right.
is definitely that.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically call out. Actually, why don't y'all just like raise your hands as we go along so we can like basically I'll stay unmuted, but everybody else kind of do your little talky thing. Anybody? Oh my goodness, there's a cute child. Sorry. Hello.
I could go next.
Hello. Oh, precious. Okay. Mason, let me start your timer, okay?
All right.
I'm so tech savvy. Okay. Rock and roll.
So past, present, future. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
kind of. That's the template, but just have fun with it. Feel it out.
Okay. All right.
Rock and roll.
Well, I first off, my name's Mason. I'm 25, almost 26. And so my past experience, I graduated from Kutztown University like 3 years ago, somewhere around like 2021. Specializing in graphic design, and now I run a creative agency that does everything from graphic design to photography to videography to web design to all sorts of stuff. So basically, I want to create a full spectrum creative agency helping people out with whatever they need. I'm really getting into event videography and event photography right now. I booked my first solo wedding for next March. So yeah, hopefully in the future, I'll have a lot more of those jobs. I really enjoy, seeing people having a good time, being a part of the experience and all that. So, and hopefully I'll have some real nice gear. Right now I shoot on a Canon EOS R. And I just copped this bad boy, a Blackmagic 6K, Pocket 6K. But you know how it goes with gear. You're always wanting more, even when you buy more, because you need more gear for the gear. So, but that's pretty much it.
Future.
Oh,
I know you said a little bit about
Yeah.
how you want to book some more of those event gigs. But
yeah, I definitely I've found that I enjoy photography and videography a lot more than graphic design. I've been doing video editing, YouTube videos since I was like 13 or 14. So, I have plenty of experience with that, but kind of capturing those moments is really one of the I don't know. It brings me the most enjoyment professionally. So,
well, you're in good company because, a lot of us I've done wedding videography for years now. I do portrait photography. I don't really do event photography just yet.
Mhm.
But I was gonna say, like, with your business that you have, you call it a creative agency. Do you feel like you have enough work, or do you feel like you always are kind of wanting to book, excuse me, wanting to book more clients? Like, what's the status of that? Do you feel like
Right now,
full?
booking clients has been the tough point,
Yeah,
the key pain point for me
it's
right now.
I'm in a
So
similar industry, so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually in a very similar industry. So we might have a chitty chat
Mhm.
another day to connect a little further. Cause but yeah, I'll get into my stuff in a sec. Who wants to go next? Raise your hand if you want to, or ah, I'm gonna raise your hand for you. No, David. All right, and everybody else, Nikhil, even can you mute? Just
Yeah,
have a
it's muted. Like,
oh, whoa, cool. I like it.
I
That's
think it
wild.
might be the because I'm near a road, so that's
You
what
sound good.
probably noise is.
Yeah, you sound pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
We just want to hear your voice,
Um,
man. That's all that matters is hearing that voice.
alright.
So
It's good to see you guys.
good to see you.
Thank you for doing this. Past, present, future. This is pretty cool. Past, been in photography most of my life because my dad's a photographer. Um, been it for a while. It's fun. It's cool. Um, and then I keep learning with it. I don't stop learning, and I really like studying it. And now I've added to the studying of video. And that's all I'm casual right now. I'm learning video. It's really cool. It's really fun. It's really different. It's not what I expected.
Mhm.
Lucky the guys I'm working with are really cool and like they're very patient with me and they're good crew. So I've been very, very lucky. And my future is just I'm thinking keep freelancing. I like freelancing a lot. Keep improving my skills as a shooter. I still think photography is my main thing, but I like the dabbling in the video. It just opens more doors for freelancing, I think. And photography is that keep improving my skills and keep shooting Philly. I like Philly a lot. My future.
Awesome. Well, goodness gracious, I do hear an echo, but it's okay. So yeah, you're awesome, David. Oh, thank you. You're so awesome, David. I have just gotten just a little bit of time to connect with you, and you are just full of wealth. I mean, anytime anybody gets a chance to talk to David or Hendrick, I mean, these guys are so cool. There's a reason I added them as my co-admins in Gig Pickup. It's like they're full of knowledge, they're full of experience. They're just good guys, and they're the people you can go to, I don't know, talk about photo video. They're just very talented. Um, they have good hearts. So David, did you want to say something else, or you good?
The part of time. Thank you for the group. And thank you for allowing us to help. Really, really cool.
We have a good future together. And though we may be like we may only have a few people coming to the Zoom chats, people do tune in later, and they watch the replay and they get like nuggets of information that can help them in their life or their business. And my goal with this is incredibly simple. This chat is not supposed to be like hurt your brain complex. It is really supposed to be, hi, how are you? Let's get to know one another. Let's get into one of my favorite topics, which is business. Let's get into it. And we're located across 5 different states. So it's hard to really get everybody in one location. So these online chats, I basically, these are events. These are not just chats. They're events for me. So I get to meet everyone a little bit better, get more oriented. I don't know, just with everyone and all their skills. My job is to just be a support to getting people paid work. That's always been my goal with Gig Pickup, is not only make some awesome friends and connections, but to support people getting jobs and getting building those great relationships that can always have them making money. Past that, we have the education that Mason did. I think it was Hassan. Mason or Hassan talked about education today, and I think it was you, Hassan. But you talked about education today. That's kind of like a future thing that I want to incorporate is education shouldn't be scary. Education shouldn't feel isolating. Education should be accessible at any level of experience. So if you're in photography and you're just a new photographer, there's no reason why you can't learn like a ton of great information in 1 week and be shooting jobs of your own or working as a photo assistant. Like that's kind of the stair step. You know, you don't want to be a lead right off the bat, but unless you say take a lower budget, job. So we all know this. This is all logic, but how can we make education feel a little easier, a little accessible? Not that you have to pay $1,200 for a 1 or 2 day seminar. I'm not bashing those, but do you have $1,200 laying around? I sure don't. And I also don't want to be shoved into a room for however many gazillion hours to watch someone speak. Like I want interaction.
I get sweaty at those. I get
What?
really sweaty at like
That's funny.
seminars and the
Like,
expos and stuff like that.
yeah. And I think the energy is a little weird because like the goal is to educate people, but you're talking at people instead of with people, right? So when you're talking with people, there's this there's a cohesion. Yeah, we may not all agree on the same things like f-stops and this, that, and which lens is better for whatever. We don't have to agree on everything. And that's where we got to check our pride and check our ego at the door. It's like this person has something that works for them. Why am I gonna bash it or poop on it? Or yeah, like if we know that we're more experienced than them and we see them struggling with something, yeah, we can talk into it, but are we going to come from a cocky or sassy point of view, or are we going to come with compassion and say, hey, can I speak into something, or hey, can I talk to you about this one little thing that you're doing? I want to help you. I want to make you better. I think we tend to get a little nervous in our interactions with people. Maybe when it comes to education, we tend to think they're just popping our bubble and getting in our grill and getting in our space. And it makes us uncomfortable because we're not familiar with someone talking to us about our trade or our skill or our gifting. Like we all have different experience levels. My experience comes from working in the hospitality industry, working in restaurants, right? Customer service, being on the call with people who are screaming at me. Like, no, it's not fun, but it's a skill to be able to manage people on the phone. Marco, how's it going, bud? So nice to see you. Oh, I don't know if I can hear you.
Oh, hello everybody. How's it going?
Hi. It's good to see you. I'm just going on a long, drawn out chat about just education and why it's kind of hard to say educate someone on your left and your right if you don't have that connection. So to finish my thought, when you build the connection first, it's very easy to help others grow in their skill and their craft and their trade and build their experience. But if you don't have a connection, like you don't have a relationship with them, you don't know them, they don't know you, you come with this advice or this insight and you're like, I have this great advice, I have this insight, and you try to push it in their direction. Well, it doesn't land as well. And they get a little freaked out. Has anybody noticed that if you have tried to like speak into someone or help someone and they, maybe they don't know you as well and they're like, why are you telling me all this? Like, I didn't ask for your opinion. I didn't ask for your thought. Well, because we did the process wrong. We have to build a relationship first, build a connection, give it a little goodwill. And then we have to ask ourselves, like, do I really have to speak into the situation or can I let it rest? Can I let this person rock a 35 millimeter when they could be rocking a 105? Yeah, they're ticking people off because they're like really close to the bride and groom. But like, is it your problem? Is it your fire to put out? So anyways, guys, so we'll continue on with just our introductions. Let's see. I'm gonna get our all right, who wants to go next? And I'll give you the prompt again so Marco can hear. what our prompt is. Oh, what's it going? Don't make me sing to you. You don't want to hear all this. All right. Raise your hand if you want to go. We're just introducing ourselves, Marco, to everyone. And I have a little prompt for how we do that. We got Hendrick and Hassan, and then Marco, if you want to go, whoever. Y'all just have to like say yes. So Hassan, Hendrick, or Marco. All right. Unmute and everybody else mute if you can. Or like just
Hi guys, Hassan here from New York. I'm 35 years old, and it's hard to say 35.
I'm almost
35.
32, so I'm getting there.
35 years old. I've been doing photography and videography since 2016. I started out by realizing after the third time I dropped out of college that I need to do photography. So dropped out and started with an iPhone 6 at that time. In the daytime then went to a T3i Canon, did long exposure photography in New York City, a lot of it, and then slowly but surely I did like free stuff for families, friends, and all that stuff, and ended up just word of mouth. Um, Craigslist actually gave me my first gig. Craigslist, I'm talking about Craigslist.
Don't look to the
I paid $5
Craigslist.
for that post, and I made $95 in profit. So
You
and I
go.
worked for like 6
Bam.
hours.
Mm.
But
Ooh.
from that client, I ended up doing gigs for that family the next 5 years. So every year they were hiring me,
Worth it.
and totally worth it. So great family, and they don't even negotiate anymore. Like obviously my prices went up, but they trust me and whatnot. Um, go present, I work with Sony A7R III and Canon. Also have a Canon 5D Mark II. Still working with a 50 millimeter 1.8. Does tremendous photos. You know how Canons are. The other
Yeah.
Canon I use is the R6. For videos, I usually do with the Sony with the gimbal. I have a drone. I have all the LED lights, as you can imagine. But how I got here was by just reinvesting every single gig I did. Every
Wow.
time I would do a gig, I would just work on something else. All right, what do I need to put in my arsenal now? Gimbal, added two gimbals. Drone, had a drone. But I learned as I went. I also have a small team in New York here. Um, they all became really good friends. And now I don't really have to worry about overbooking because I can kind of give gigs to other guys and hey, I can't be here today. Can you go? I also have a 9 to 5.
Wonderful.
So
Oh,
uh,
my goodness gracious.
I work for a nonprofit organization. I do a little bit of the media work. And other than that, weekends is my go-to. And I'm pretty flexible with my 9 to 5. So if I don't like if I can make my hours in 1 or 2 days,
Yeah.
I can just have another adjustment for the rest of the week. So it's great. I've been working at this job for like 6 years, and they're tremendously like helpful to me with the two
Wonderful.
kids and all that. My future is into films. Really want to just make films. I
Mm.
had a passion for acting, failed as an actor.
No,
I
you're
was in the
not failed. I
music video
literally,
for
not
I
yet.
was in the
Listen,
music
until
video
you're like
for
70,
age.
80, 90.
I know, I know. It's a long
Yeah.
process, but I'll
Yeah.
get there. So
Yeah.
I decided to just be behind the camera because I just have a vision and I need a team to create that vision because you could only do so much as
Yeah. Solo.
trying to make a project, by yourself. It worked for a little while. I create like short format stuff, but I do need to move forward and like expand it. Just how with this group is while my son
Yeah.
throws the ball at me. Sorry.
Okay.
So what I was saying is I was
Glitch.
in the music video for AJR band, their song called Bang. I'd never even heard of the band before. I got booked for the gig. I went there, ended up being a really famous band, whatever. So it gave me an experience on how directing works, how behind the scenes, how the whole process works. It was about a 14-hour shoot.
Mhm.
Um, and really learned a lot from that shoot itself. So that's my passion. I don't necessarily want to move to LA. It's not about that. It's just about having the right direction. And I think I'm on the path. I just gotta just stay tunnel vision at this point.
Yeah, I feel you. So sorry
Mhm.
my face is frozen. I really don't know how to fix that. That's really awkward. Can you guys hear me still? I'm sure you can. I'm just gonna look like this all day.
Try
We
turning
can hear
your
you though.
video
Oh
off
God.
and on again.
On
Yeah.
and off, yeah.
Okay. I
That's
don't even know.
always the solution to life's problems. Turn it off and then turn it back on again.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay. Start video. Oh gosh.
Oh, you're using
This
OBS?
worked. That probably wasn't intentional. I need to fix that. No, it's because my sorry guys. I
So when
Like
you
a
have it
f-
installed,
A
Skype
found
shows it
footage
for
horror
some
film
reason.
right now. Oh my
I'd
God.
self-boo. So y'all, I'm still here, right? Like you
Mhm.
can still hear me.
In a sense, yeah.
Wild. Oh, this is so attacking my pride right now. I need y'all to see my face. This is so hard. Okay.
Try stopping your. Are you using a virtual camera?
I don't know what that means.
I see the OBS
So,
logo on
yeah,
for
it's
you.
because my other camera is like failing or something. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
weird.
click. Oh, nope, that's not right. View gallery. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, just try switching back and forth between like if there are multiple like cameras
Oh, yeah,
available.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Video settings. Sorry, guys. I so suck at this. Yeah, my other one just kind of failed. So I'm going to see if I can just remove this, plug it back in. Tech, am I right, guys? Am I right? Also, you went way over 2 minutes, by the way, Hassan. Love you. Can y'all hear me at all?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes,
don't worry about my video
absolutely.
right now.
Mhm,
So, what we will do is we'll keep going and like I want to hear Hendrick, but I think I was supposed to say from Marco. Where's Marco? Is he here still? Okay.
He had to dip,
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I think. Yeah.
All right. So, and everybody else knows the prompt, so we're good to go. All right, Hendrick, are you ready? Ready to rock and roll? Are you able to talk? Because I know you were getting your tire fixed. Oh, just unmute when you're ready. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, it's kind of spotty here, so I'm just
Oh
trying
gosh.
to.
It sounds good from where you're at, so congrats. Congrats. Oh, there it is.
Cool. So yeah, I'm Hendrick, wedding photographer for 13 plus years now. Past wise, I was a program facilitator for bilingual ESL teachers, like helping them update standards and stuff like that. That was in another life a long time ago, and
Yeah.
it's so present. Well, I mean, it's just probably like most of you guys. I'm just trying to get some more gigs, some more shooting opportunities. I love second shooting, so I still love doing that, even though like I mainly do like associate and yeah, I'd love to book more of my own too. But yeah, this year's been kind of slower than last year, which was a really good year. So that kind of makes it kind of difficult. Hoping for the best for next year and the year after that. And yeah, future wise, I mean, I'd like to. I kind of got my eyes open for like something that'll like why I don't have to have exert so much energy and be like, it's so much pressure on your body to be a wedding photographer. So I'd like to just be able to kind of find an exit plan somewhere down the line. So yeah, I'm
I'll
like
take them.
Right. Like, I'll take them. Yeah, I feel that. I dipped out of wedding videography because it was just like honestly it was a lot. And I was not functioning well as a just full-time wedding videographer because it was just so much editing. I mean, it took me like 20, 30 hours probably to finish one video package. And my videos aren't even that good, so why am I spending 30? I know that sounds like I'm talking crap about myself, but I'm really like I've had it with me.
Well, editing's a time sink, for
Yeah.
every hour or for every minute of finished footage, generally it's an hour of editing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Am I able to screen share or is that not a thing? Because
yeah,
I
you can
need
screen share.
I need freaking help. I'm not tech savvy.
Yeah,
and
it's the green
my
button in
husband
the
is not.
center of the tab on the bottom. You hit the share
Okay.
button.
Okay,
and
so I just
then
click that once.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. And I have like, okay, so I'm gonna share. God, I can't share all three screens apparently.
Yeah, just one of them.
So I'll do screen run and share that. Holy crap, this is crazy. And y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So freaking help. I don't know how to fix this. This is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. So
You
I
can
just,
switch your source on Zoom.
okay.
Like if you need the other screen, you
Yeah.
just hit. Obviously, I can't. It says host disabled participant screen sharing, so I can't. I
No, it's
can't see what it says. But I'm
Oh,
assuming there's some sort of tab or option that allows you to change the
Yeah, there
actual
is.
window or
Okay.
source.
that's fine.
Like
I
the
have,
button that says stop video, there's like a little arrow next to it, and you can
Yeah,
change the
yeah.
okay. All right, guys. So I know this is really bad. So, sorry, everybody. I'm like such a
No, it's cool. It's
because
cool.
honestly, I
You
don't
can make-
care. Listen, I don't care if my beautiful face is not showing. Can we move forward with our chat or
Oh
like while
yeah,
I fiddle with this? Okay. So,
the audio is perfect. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I know this like really, really sucks, but yeah, this is just the thing. So we're gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna try to fiddle with this. My husband is the tech person. I'm not. So whenever tech crap happens, he always fixes it. Um, but he's at work right now. So I'm gonna keep fiddling with it. I think we got everybody. I've seen Carlo's like picture here. I didn't know if he was active or anything, but hey, what's up,
I'm
Carlo?
here. What's up, guys?
How's it going? Nice to meet you. Sorry, I can't see your face or anything, or you can't see my face, but
Yeah, I saw it earlier. I've been paying attention the
technical
whole time.
difficulties. Awesome. Well, do you want to share? Do you need that prompt or are you good?
I guess I could just I know what it is, where we've been, where we are now, where we, plan to see ourselves. So I'm
Yeah.
here. I didn't even know this chat like exists. I was in the group. I don't know how long you guys been doing the Zoom, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I saw Hendrick and David were joining. Those are my
Yeah.
boys. So I was like, I'm jumping in.
Got to.
And I was telling Gary and George, I'm like, you guys should just come in real quick. I know Gary had to dip, but okay. So where is it? So I think I
saw
might
your
be the
video
oldest.
for a second.
Oh, okay. I might be the oldest person. I'm 42. And I've been loving video since 96. So
Oh,
that's a long
wow.
time.
That's cool.
But yeah, but my parents, Asian parents, they wouldn't let me study anything creative. So I'm an engineer by trade. I work for the DoD right now. A few years ago, I had to make ends meet by working for the DoD. It was, a little bit of a lower salary. So I was like, I still love video. Let me figure out if I can make this video thing work, to make ends meet. I don't know if you guys know Victor Shu. I think some of the other guys here know who he is, but he was doing wedding photography, and I was like, hey, can I come on board and see, what that's like? He introduced me to some people. That was about 8, 9 years ago, and right now I do what I mean. I don't really need to do weddings in terms of like now making ends meet. Like I think I would be fine without it, but I enjoy it so much. I mean, I just love shooting. I love video. I mean, like, when I first joined this call, I actually was just on my iPad and was like, let me do my Zoom setup because I did get an inquiry earlier today, and I like to do this Zoom setup whenever I talk to my, my bride and groom. So I was like, I'm gonna set it up, and so here it is. This is it. I got the Sony A7S III with a 35G master. I got my aperture 200D up here. I got a torch right above me, hair light. I got some weird cheap Amazon LED thing for the purple.
Nice. Yeah.
I got some,
I
Christmas
was about
lights
to say
here.
that was the first thing I saw was your background looks kind of lit, literally.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
really good.
Thanks. So I've been trying to do this for the past year and a half or so, just to like differentiate myself in terms of what the client experiences when they first, talk to the videographer. And so, yeah, this year was a little rough, I think, for, a lot of wedding people. Maybe, the bigger studios didn't feel it. I try to aim for 15 a year. This year I got 10, which is fine. And surprisingly, next year I have 16. And like I said, my goal is 15. So I'm above my goal, not even into 2025 yet. And then, they say when that happens, you got to raise your prices. And I recently did raise my prices, which was very scary to do. But I think, onward and upward. And I don't know where this thing's going to go. I'm just going to keep doing it, I guess, until I'm too old. I mean, I feel like I already am a little too old here. It's hard to kind of, connect with the younger clients here and there, but, try your best. But 42, still doing it. Maybe, who knows, 8 more years, call it quits at 50. But right now we're still doing our thing. And I've worked with Hendrick in the past. Awesome to work with. And David, last year we did that one in Brooklyn. That was killer, man. So yeah, just interesting to be in this group.
Wow. So thank you for sharing all of that. And there are a few points that I wanted to touch on because yes, so the first week that we did this, I was supposed to publicize this a lot more. Like I do 4 to 7 touches, as many touches as I can with my audience or people in my various groups. But I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to be a lot of turnout for the first one, but I was pleasantly surprised when we had, all of us, whoever showed up. Like it was just kind of the perfect first meetup. And yeah, so the publicizing, I didn't do it as good as I could have. But I'm really glad that you saw at least peeped on the replay. I don't know if you watched the whole thing. Did you watch, how much do you think you watched? Probably like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that.
Oh, the first one you guys ever did?
Yeah.
No,
the really
I
long
didn't
one.
see that one. I didn't know this. Like I said, I didn't know this was the thing, and I just saw
Yeah.
that. So
I'm
I
so
saw a
glad that you were.
notification that was like, there's a thing happening. And I was like, I clicked. I'm like, oh, it's a Zoom call. What's this about?
Yeah.
Sent it to a few others, and we hopped in at 1 o'clock.
It's
Yeah, that's pretty
literally,
much how
yeah.
I
I'm
found
trying
it
to
too. I was
I'm
like,
trying
oh,
to
there's
like
a Zoom.
snatch people. So like
Yeah.
you may just be scrolling happily through Facebook, Instagram, whatever, mostly Facebook. But I just want to like snatch people, bring them into this little bubble of a community that I'm working on, I'm building. Earlier in the conversation, you were probably here for that, Carlo. I said gig pickup's kind of a baby group right now. It sounds like I'm talking smack about the group, but it's really not. It's just how we're developing. Like we're basically forming the foundation of something really powerful, which is to bring education to people, which is to bring accessible community to people, whether that's online or in person. So welcome. I'm so glad to see you and meet you.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know we've talked
Zoom.
on the past through DMs and stuff, and I have used the group. You talked about community. I have found some shooters in the past, past month. I mean, past year or so, where I was
That's
strapped
wonderful.
for a shooter. So it's a great
That's
resource for
crazy.
that for sure.
That's wonderful. And we can all sit back and kind of like, I'm an analyst more than anything. So I just can sit back and look at all of the other Facebook groups. Every single Facebook group has like several really great things about them. You may not love every little thing about each Facebook group, but you're in that group for a reason. You have to just kind of analyze and figure out, why am I here? What does this is this group solve a problem for me? And I think gig pickup solves unique problems. One is like, I really don't want people to feel isolated or alone in the industry. So that's why I'm starting these group Zoom chats, excuse me, is because like we do need to kind of pull together. I mean, we know, even just like, I'm not going to go into politics or anything, but like we know the political landscape right now, and it kind of like ruffled everyone's feathers. Like everyone felt really big feelings just a few weeks ago with the election. And it's like there was a lot of anxiety, like a ridiculous amount of anxiety put on people just from that like week. And then I started my group chats like the week after. I was like, this is a little wild of a time to start this thing, but this is just to see people's faces, get to connect with them a little more, get to hear their stories, and honestly amplify some of the voices in this group, because we have like amazing people in this group. And I mean, I don't know how big this thing is going to grow. I love how many people we have here now, and I want to be incredibly intentional as we move forward. But if we have 20, 30 people, like maybe not everyone is going to get like that 2-minute spotlight. So enjoy it while it's here. Thank you guys so much for sharing like about yourselves. Now we're going to do a little fun little thing. It's not really fun. It's kind of boring. But I'm going to give you guys the template of what I'm looking for in your answers. Now, some of you guys have already touched on like a little bit about what you do, but this is a very simplistic kind of like tagline sort of thing. It's not going to be over the top. It's not going to be a lot of explanation. It's going to be short and to the point. And I'm going to do this like every meeting that we have because I think it's important. But I'm trying to find my little template. All right, Gary, did you want to talk about yourself at all, or are you good? Because I have this little thing that we did earlier. All right, so
hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
I'm sorry. I'm driving.
That's okay. Now I wanted to open this up to you. Past, present, future. Would you like to share with us a little bit?
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, sure. I think I tuned in. I heard you guys wanted to talk about the past, present, and kind of the future.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1 minute, correct?
Two. You got 2
Yeah,
minutes.
so about 2 minutes. Okay, I'll try to finish it in one.
Okay. Efficiency.
So a little bit about myself. I started my wedding photography career through Better Together. It's a group in New Jersey. Before Better Together, I was selling phone cases at the flea market for a couple years. Wasn't really doing well. Was probably making $100 a weekend. Did that for 3 years. Joined the group Better Together, and then applied to every single gig because I was available. And then eventually, I connected with a lot of people. Kept pretty busy from 2000. I think I started 7 years ago. Kept pretty busy, and then during COVID, I took a break because it was crazy, and then back to 23 or 22, started shooting a lot more. I mainly shoot for one company called Majestic Creative Films. Do about maybe 30 weddings for them a year, and then I do trying to grow my own business in between all that. And yeah, that's kind of about it.
Future. What's your future look like?
Future.
And it, like I said, it
future.
can be dreamy. It could be a big goal. It could
Right.
You can own a rhinoceros in the future. It's really up to you.
Right. Future. Trying to grow my own business. Trying to do a little bit more on my own. That's pretty much it. Trying to learn more about the business and client relationships, etc., etc. So I'm trying. My goal is to about maybe 40 weddings my own a year. So.
Oh, that's actually a good amount though. And I'm sure you're doing edits.
Yeah.
40, my God.
That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
almost one a week.
Yeah, I shoot about 100 physical days a year between my own gigs, other people's gigs, corporate gigs, etc., etc.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's frozen. I was just gonna say he has a crazy origin story with the selling phone cases as his before.
Gary, and I've seen your photos lately. Oh my God. They are so good.
Oh,
You're rocking it, man. They are pristine. They're pristine.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I know it's not easy jumping from like video to photo, and you're just doing it with magic, man. So
I picked up video maybe 3 years ago because I was kind of wanted to learn something new.
Yeah.
And they kind of go hand in hand. The settings are the same.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is like, you're either static or you're in handheld.
Yeah.
And then audio.
So
But,
did you start with photo first? Like that's where you started, your journey, or was it video first?
I started photo first.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Nice.
Like a few years, like maybe 10 years ago, had a Rebel, had a nifty 50, and I thought I was like God. Yeah, I thought I was God.
Whoa.
Boca.
Gotcha.
But yeah, started with photos first, and then maybe like 3 years after I picked up video.
That's crazy. I love it. So I'm gonna read the template for everybody. If this helps you in the future, just get like a piece of paper. I know some people are fine being put on the spot, but some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm put on the spot. And then they kind of stress out, and then they kind of, I don't know, they don't talk right when they're stressed out. So, so obviously first and last name, if you want to share that with us. Hello, I am blah, blah, blah. Roles that you, all right. Roles that you are. So some people, there's 3 different kind of things going on here. Either you are hiring people or building connections with people to hire them and pay them money, like today on Wednesday. You are looking to be hired, so picking up different roles and gig pickup, or that you're not really looking to be hired for anything. So basically, like me, I can do like photo assistant, but I don't really need to be hired for anything else right now. Does that make sense to everybody? So there's kind of just see if you're hiring, looking to be hired, or just not really needing to be hired much. The next part of the template is the states that you can work in. Now, some people can say just the Eastern US. That could be like within driving range of where we're located. You can be as specific as you want to. I don't care. The goal with this is to keep it sweet, keep it short. All right. And then this is just a little bit of extra info if it applies to you. If you have a studio that you're renting out or wanting to rent out to other people, please share about that. If you have mini sessions that you basically, maybe you have a day or two set that is coming up and you want just a little extra promotions, like Nikhil said, like I said, basically photographers need photos too. And sometimes the best photographer or the best person for the job is someone you already know. And so we can hire each other. We can, get awesome family photos, pictures of our cute little fluffy dogs and cats. We can do that through mini sessions that are scheduled. So I'd like everyone to just keep that in mind as you move forward in gig pickup. Just if you have mini sessions, you can shout it out. You can post your advertisement about mini sessions. I really want to push that this year. And then the final one is just if you have any photo or video meetups, like you want to go out to coffee, it's very easy peasy. Don't make it too difficult. Don't make it too complex. Just post every once in a while. If you want to go out with someone, go eat some noodles, whatever. Just post in the group and see if anyone can go on that date, that time. Most likely you'll at least have one person show up, two people show up. So that's honestly the best way to network. All right. I'm a little long-winded, guys. Sorry. Yeah. And just on the tail end of everything, like after this chat is, concluded, if you have ideas for like meetups, maybe you have a location, maybe you have a theme. Like the last chat we had, I talked about an emo theme for a fun event that everyone dresses in emo, attire. We can paint people's fingernails black in the corner. We have makeup and hair, all that kind of stuff. And it's just an emo night, right? So that's my theme. But if you guys have ideas for that, you can always just contact me and let me know. No idea is a bad idea. All right. Unless people are getting injured. That's another. All right. So is everybody kind of ready to kind of start this? It's just going to be short and sweet. A little blip of information about you. All right. Carlo, you look like you're ready to rock and roll. So feel free to try it out. So I'll practice right now because we're still getting used to the template. So
all right,
fun
I'm
with
gonna
it.
read off the template. Okay,
Perfect.
Carlo Belosis. I am hiring for second shooters for video here and there. I do have a handful of guys that I do use, but there's times when I'm in a pinch and I need to, try out some new guys. In terms of what I'd be hired for, I'm always open to lead shoot video, second shoot here and there. I try not to pick up too many. I have 2 kids, so it's tough to squeeze that in. States I work in: New Jersey, New York, not all of New York, obviously Manhattan's fine, Brooklyn, the western parts of Long Island, and Philly, and certain parts of Pennsylvania. But let's see, studio, mini sessions. No, but you know what? In terms of this final section here, Gary and I and a few other of our friends, we've been talking about, we need to update our websites, right? We need to get new headshots for ourselves. What do? We just hire each other. Why don't we just get a studio? We're looking at Grayscale Studio in Jersey City. I think one of our friends' friends owns that studio. So that's something that we're looking into. I don't know if we could like expand it to the group or to this chat, but it's something that we want to do in terms of just getting those headshots of us and having it being like a little get together kind of thing. But that's just, we're just openly talking about that. It's nothing final or anything. But that is
wonderful.
it.
Awesome. Can I comment real quick? So yeah, the shoot for shoot. I mean, last time we shot in a field around flowers and trees, so that wasn't obviously headshot, like perfect headshot location. But I like your idea, and your idea is awesome. You guys rock and roll with it. You do not have to promote it to the script if you do not want to. You can, whoever you want to open it up to is totally fine. Very flexible. In the future, I'm not a headshot person where I work with fancy like gear and lighting and all that. But if someone has that ability, I can set up an event and whoever can benefit from it. And we can even put a cost to it. Because like whoever brings all that gear, like that's kind of a big deal. And we couldn't have that event without them bringing that gear. So if there needs to be a $10, $15, $25 charge, even just for like headshot sessions, even more than that, whatever, I don't care. But
Receipt
set it up. What'd you say? Who's saying? Oh, I think it might be. Is it Hendrick?
Mike Hendrick.
All right. So yeah, that's just an idea for a shoot in the future. And basically, it is a little loosey-goosey in how we deliver the photos right now. Basically, we just upload the raw photos and people can pull photos from those folders of themselves and they can edit the photos how they want to. So if y'all have any, so like if I took pictures of Nikhil, he can access that folder of the pictures I took of him and he can edit it and then he can put it on his website, put it on his Insta, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. So, but yeah, thank you for letting me chime in. All right.
Hey, Elizabeth, I got a
Yes, sir.
question real
Yes,
quick.
sir. Yes, sir.
Because he was talking about gear that he needs, and I was just thinking about, there's probably some of us might be able to sell gear. Are we allowed to post that in the
100%.
group? I forget.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Just want to make sure. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Absolutely. I want y'all to get your gear sold. I always thought about like an event for doing this, but it just doesn't seem like it's beneficial to people to like sit and wait. Like they need to get their gear sold. Like you want to sell something, you got to get it sold. Get it quick or
I
done
have
quickly.
an X670E motherboard that I've been trying to sell for 2 months. If anyone wants one.
All right, let's see. We've got David, we've got Gary, I think, and Mason's left. So, and then me. I haven't gone yet. So,
Yeah.
who wants to go?
I'll go.
Okay, David, rock it out.
First
Okay,
name
I'll-
David Alonso. Roles I'm hiring for. Sometimes I need assistance in Philly. I associate there and I second shoot freelance, mostly for associate gigs. And then we see looking to get hired. Right now, I'm looking to intern for video. I'm very good at video. I'm very green. So I'm trying to get as much experience as possible. I wouldn't dare try to unless I'm good. So just learning as much as I can, and it's really cool. And let me see, states I work in. I live in Jersey. I work mostly in Philly, but I'm willing to travel to New Jersey, anywhere. I've been to many states, so I like to travel. And that's it. I do photo video, but mostly photo for sure.
That's incredible. And you're an admin. So, woo woo, admin, new admin vibes. What? Yeah, you just bring a lot to the table, David. You and Hendrick are really just incredible people, and I just really appreciate you. I don't say it enough. I'll probably say it 500 times, and I'll still say that I don't say it enough to say thank you to being a part of my team. Because your girl needs it, and your girl needs help.
It's been cool meeting you and getting to know you. Elizabeth. It's been amazing to really excited to help out.
You make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Make me feel all warm like a stick of butter in the sun. All right. So, do y'all want me to go next or do y'all want to go next? I don't mind. All right, Gary. Looks like Gary wants to talk. Chitty chat.
Hey, sorry, I'm driving.
That's okay.
Yeah, my name is Gary. I don't have the list up because I'm driving.
Oh, that's okay. I can help you through it too.
But
I
think the first question was if I was hiring or
wanting to be hired,
shoot, right?
Yeah. So if like whatever roles you're wanting to be hired for, you can just kind of state those.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I could lead shoot for photo and video. Second shoot photo and video too. If I'm second shooting, I generally don't hold that far out. Usually a month out for those type of gigs.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking for new shooters, photo, video, just networking. Because you never know, you always, sometimes you're in a pinch, combine, someone cancels. It's always good to have, more people in your group. Next question is, I think, where will we work, or what state you live in, right?
Yeah, it is what state you like, whatever states you can work in, or you could say like Eastern US if it's just the whole block.
Right. Yeah, I live in Jersey. I usually will travel kind of like the tri-state area, as long as they compensate it. Like I've done gigs in deep PA, done gigs in on top of Long Island. So throw the travels up get going. Next question.
So, yeah, it's let's see.
I don't have a studio, but
yeah.
Me and colleges talked about It's called Grayscale Studio.
Yeah.
It's a really nice studio. I think they have like 3 spots. There's like a Studio A, Studio B, Studio C. We're planning to rent that spot, do like collab out type of thing. Really cheap. I think during the weekdays at nighttime it's only like $30 an hour, $40 an hour.
Oh, that is
So
crazy
you know,
affordable.
so if you
They are
find,
smart.
yeah.
They are smart for doing
Yeah,
that.
Whoa,
they-
don't
they-
tell
they-
yo,
they
don't tell
help
him
out
about
the
those deals,
community.
Gary.
Yeah, let me hear that deals. I might
Don't
need
tell him
to
about those
rent.
deals, Gary.
I might have to rent
The
every day now, sirs.
dog is out, yeah. So they give you a heavy discount after 6 p.m.
Wow.
And
That's
I think
crazy.
they have rentals. So you can if you don't have any gear, they'll have like I think they have pro photo lights, they have triggers, they have a ton of backdrop, they have a sight wall, they have a bunch of
They got
stuff.
big windows
And,
too.
my friend,
That's
big
the
windows. So if you're not
best.
comfortable with using strobes, you just book it during
The daytime. That's crazy.
natural
Okay, I'm
light.
sold. I
It's
don't know
really
where this
nice
is
studio.
located, but
Yeah,
is it
it's
in?
Jersey City? Jersey City. So it's not
Yeah,
I
and
can
then
still drive there.
to interject, I think we were inspired by Ben Lau's Focused AF. He has a people that he does the podcast with. I think they did their headshots there too.
Oh
And then
yeah.
I think that's when we
It
were
looks
like, yo,
familiar.
why don't we just do the same thing? Just
So
shoot each
Yeah.
other, update our websites.
Yeah.
literally so cute.
Our website.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've been
Yeah.
pondering about doing like setting up like a tripod and doing some of my own photos like a self-portrait type thing. It doesn't feel fun, but if you put the work in, sometimes you can get some really good shots. It's just the timing of when you click that photo has to be right. But I'm gonna look into this,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, oh, go ahead,
Really
Gary.
cool idea.
Yeah, I think that was it, right? Did I miss any
Oh yeah, you
questions?
did everything correctly. Good job.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Sorry. Yes, you did perfect. And there is one thing I want to emphasize is like if you provide hot headshots, like say, yes, you're charging for it, charge whatever you want to charge, but you can actually promote those in gig pickup because you can do like obviously you can do shoot for shoot, which is what you guys are talking about, which is kind of exchange of services to benefit both of you. But the whole idea is to like push services that can benefit photographers, videographers, and you can actually promote in this group, and it's not like taboo or weird. So like if I did headshots and I scheduled a Saturday out and I'm like, hey, for this 4 hours, I'm going to be doing headshots. It's like 125 for 5 headshots or something. Please come in. I can promote that in this group. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So because it benefits photographers, videographers, we all need fresh photos. We all need fresh content to utilize in our social media. So all right, let's see. Mason, it's your turn.
Woohoo!
Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
All right, so let's see.
whoop.
Okay, so my name is Mason Ayers. I am the founder of Mason Ayers Creative. That's my creative agency. I am both looking to hire and looking to be hired. I'll hire second shooters every once in a while for bigger events. So Nikhil,
Nikhil, you guys,
we may be in
audio.
contact for anything that I get that's big enough
Let's
for
go.
2 people. So, I'm always looking for good people to work with. So yeah. And then let's see, for states I can work in, I live in outside of the great city of Reading, Pennsylvania. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
located. But I go to PA, Maryland, Delaware, New York, New Jersey. I even go down to West Virginia. I went down for a shoot a few months ago. Helped out a buddy with his YouTube channel. He has like 20,000 subscribers. And so he really wanted to hit that number with a bang. And so he brought me down and we shot some cool stuff with, he bought an A6700 and I helped show him how to use it and we shot some cool stuff. But, yeah, I mean, that's it. So,
Okay. So we talked about states. We talked about how you can sell gear if you want to, which feel free to post about it once a week. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
like the thing is post
well,
about it
that's
once
the
a week.
thing. I
and
mean, I'm
yeah, it's
always
not a problem.
scouring Facebook Marketplace looking for a good deal because I
Yeah.
mean, Nikhil knows we're brokies. So
Brokies.
Yeah,
Nikhil
like
has a whole cat to pay for. Okay, he's got to provide for his child.
yeah.
yeah, I've got
His kitty cat child.
I've got
Yeah.
my fair share of bills too. So,
Yeah.
I've been eyeing that new 28 to 70 Canon, just the budget one that they just came out with. So it's like, that would really help out with events and stuff.
Credit.
But
No, I'm kidding.
Like the Facebook Marketplace deals go crazy. Like
Mhm.
I I have this like big table now that I got for like $30. I got like studio headphones for like $40. I got like a drawing tablet that was $500 for $40.
There we
Okay.
go.
You're making me too excited. My excitement is through the roof.
Good
All right,
stuff.
let's move on to I think Hendrick. Look at him. He's paused by the bridge. Oh, there it is. There he is. You feel good talking, or it's okay if I don't know how it's going over with the tire thing.
Oh, I left, so
Okay, cool.
I'm driving now, so my signal's still going to be spotty.
Yeah, you sound good though.
But yeah, so it's Hendrick Moy. I'm kind of, usually I'm looking for, if anything, it's just like kind of my trusted tree of second shooters that I usually use. But really have assistants that I'm looking for. I've gotten ones from Gig Pickup. Good. So yeah, and now I'm good for that too.
All right, Hendrick,
yeah,
I'm going to pause you for a second.
Before I cut out somehow.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bunch, but do you want to, when you get a chance, like when you get, I don't know if you're going to be stopped or paused in driving, but you can literally put some of this info down in our chat so people can see like what are you hiring for, what are you wanting to be hired for. Or you could try doing it again because all of it was like, so play that by ear. All right, so he's kind of out a little bit, but I'm gonna go now. So Elizabeth Doty, originally from Arkansas, been in Jersey for close to 6 years now with the hubby. I'm married a Jersey boy. Good stuff, good stuff. We just had our 5th year anniversary, married anniversary. So we made it, we survived. So I'm in a very weird place in my small business. I stopped doing a bunch of weddings with wedding videography. I would not say like I'm a beginner with wedding videography, but I would say I'm a step up of that, which I would call intermediate. I'm not expert, but I'm not a beginner. Still need a lot of development. So looking for just continuing my education, going to YouTube University, you know what I mean? Just building my videography skills, building out my gear. That's a big priority right now. And then I'm also learning photography. So just growing in that, learning how to edit, stuff like that. So let's see, I'm walking into event coordination and planning just to basically have some awesome events to where people can get to know one another, have some fun, have some memories. Because like we're all adults, and we sometimes get a little bit to where we kind of like we're not as social as we might want to be because we have work, we have all these things. So a lot of my events they're supposed to be very easy to get to. They shouldn't be too long. Like I only expect people to stay for about 2 hours, maybe 4 max at these events. So hopefully it's accessible for people and people can come and just meet one another, even if they stay for 30 minutes to an hour. People got kids, people got dogs, people got cats, people got responsibilities. So I'm just kind of throwing all my event planning tools at Gig Pickup right now. I don't really charge for this at all. I'm just kind of growing as the event planner. But yeah, my goal is just to have not even one person feel alone or isolated in this industry. In Jersey, it's like we have a lot of bubbles of people, I guess, or yeah, pockets of people who know one another. And then you have people on the outskirts looking in longingly, like, I wish I could get those second shooter jobs, or I wish I could connect a little more, or I'm an introvert, or, they have a lot of reasons why it's hard to connect with people. And I just want to bridge that gap for them. By encouraging bonding. It's very cheesy, it's very tacky, it's very lovey-dovey, but I do believe that people function better in their own lives when they have a support system. And I want to bring a sort of support system to everyone in Gig Pickup. And I want it to rub off on people. I want the culture the culture to rub off on people. And I want to make people some money. So obviously I'm the admin. Hosting these little chats is like the best thing on the planet for me. Like it's like really fun for me. Yes, they are a little long-winded, so you will be able to watch this replay and everything. Some stuff you might see edited out. It's really depends on what we talk about. But yeah, you'll see that replay. You'll get to watch it. I always recommend listening to it a little faster, like maybe 1.25, 1.5 times the speed, because sometimes we be talking slow. And I want y'all to not have to sit there for two hours or whatever, reviewing our video. So, but yeah, I'm in a flux. I'm in a transitory state. I'm not really sure what I'm doing just yet, but I know I have great admin skills. Like if you work in an office, we have the scheduling skills, the call, like being on the cell phone or being on the call with people, taking loads and loads of calls. Like that's my experience. I've worked in restaurants all my life, so I bring, just this great sense of hospitality to anyone I work with. If I'm a photo assistant, video assistant, whatever, I'm always going to be, supporting that person. So I can be hired as an assistant. And yes, I've been very long-winded, so that's on me, my bad. But I don't technically want to pick up video jobs right now because I'm just I really want to just like have some time to grow as a videographer, which sounds counterproductive, but it's a little stressful when you're like not feeling skilled up, and you go to do a job for someone and you just don't feel like you're up to par. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be in that place. I want to actually, outside of working weddings, I want to grow in videography. So I'm always going to push myself to do that. I want to grow in video editing because right now, currently, I think I suck at it. I don't suck as much as I probably, like my clients, they've always loved their wedding videos, but like it's not up to par with what I want to put out there, so. And we're also added something new to Gig Pickup, which is hiring administrative assistants. So people to support you in your social media. Say something with Mason. Let me point you out for a second. Maybe you have a lot going on. Maybe just say in theory you have a lot going on, and you really want someone trusted to handle all your Instagram messages or comments and process through those. Which sounds a little like, woo, I don't want to give my password out to somebody. But if you really do have trust for that person and you want them to fill that role, like you're going to give them access to your Insta with that full trust, right? Obviously, qualify them, make sure they're awesome. But that kind of takes a little pressure off your shoulders. And now you have your messages from Insta being sorted. You have, like, if someone jumps into your Insta and is like, I want to collab, can we collab? And there's someone you really like that message needs to get to you ASAP, so that you can handle it, and get on a call with them. Likewise with the comments can add up, and your viewers, we talked about relationship earlier, building a relationship. Your viewers need to feel connected to you, got to build that relationship with them. So even just responding to comments appropriately and on time, that's another thing that someone who works in social media can handle. They take that pressure off of you, right? So I want to be hired as like an administrative support. I could be hired one day. I can drive you around and be a personal assistant. I don't care. I have photo video skills. I am en route to being a documentary filmmaker. So I usually would stay behind the camera, but I might be in interviews in the future. And so that takes like acting skills because I'm not like a pro speaker or anything. It just takes so much to be in front of the camera, let's see what else. I work in Jersey, PA, Delaware. I can fly anywhere really. To do the job, but specifically just PA and Jersey and Delaware. So I don't have any mini sessions just yet. I do have a Santa, so I just met him just a few months ago, and y'all will see me promote him in Gig Pickup because I do not have enough jobs for this sweet man. So he's got the Santa vibe. I actually just paid money yesterday to have a seamstress completely fix him up with a Santa suit. So we got like hand designed, hand tailored Santa suit. Hopefully it turns out good because, you know, I've never done this before. I've never purchased like a costume like this before. So, and then I just kind of support him. I kind of coach him a little bit if he needs it. Because being Santa is actually acting. So he's got to have some phrases. He's got to have some things that he does that is just very Santa-ish. So if anyone needs to hire a Santa this year, he's very accessible. He lives in Clayton, New Jersey, definitely willing to drive. He's very affordable. So if you already have clients that maybe you do photos for, you can put a blast out and say, hey, we got a Santa this day. You know, there's these many spots. And honestly, you can charge whatever you want for your photos because we do not touch that. We don't touch those funds. You just pay for his hourly. So it's a very good idea to consider it if you're a photographer and if you do family, like work with families. So, okay. Did I ever tell you guys about my dream? Why am I going backwards? So my dream is to have a really crazy large studio in the future that is functional for the community. Obviously, y'all are not going to get into my little area where I keep all my money, my dollar bills, but everyone will have access to certain rooms to, they can have a little scan card even. Whether it's paid for, whether it's not, basically the whole vibe is to really support the photo video community in a big way. We'll have an event location where we can fit about 30 to 50 people regularly. It's easy peasy. A kitchen, have to have a kitchen. Great internet, gotta have good internet. And we'll have probably 4 to 6 computers that have all the greatest doodads, all Adobe Premiere stuff, DaVinci, whatever. Basically, people can probably just handle co-working there, you know, build videos, take care of their photo galleries, and do it in the midst of community, you know. So then we'll have a storage place for gear. So we'll be, this is obviously a dream, purchasing a lot of camera bodies, lots of lenses. And basically people will sign these out for a certain amount of days. We're trying to keep our fees low with that. So you're not going to be paying a ridiculous amount of money. But we also offer some extra support. Like, for example, somebody, I think Hassan said he wants to go into like making short films, right? So he's possibly going to need a community, a family, a support system to encourage him through that process. We got to finish the film, you know? We may shoot 8 days, 10 days, but getting on the tail end of it and working on the edit and picking the right parts of the scene to put into the video, it can be very hectic and it can be very draining on a person. So just being a supportive force and helping people get their short films done. If it's a longer film, obviously that's a lot more work. But all right, and like photo gear as well, we'll have all that. We'll have maintenance. So we're not going to call ourselves like the Canon maintenance center or anything, but if we can fix something, we're gonna attempt to do it and hopefully not break anything. So all right, cool. I think I have everything. Anybody have any questions? Because I talked a lot about like gig pickup and stuff and kind of what we got going on. All right, unmute real quick, Carla. Unmute.
You said you're doing a documentary, or you're working on a documentary?
Oh my God, thank you for asking. That makes me so nervous that you're asking, not in a bad way, but I'm actually creating a documentary about the psychology of cults, like CULTS. So I was raised as a JW, Jehovah's Witness, till I was about 12. And it's just kind of like the way they put mindsets on people. It's just a little, you know, toxic. So I'm not really going to expose the JWs or anything, but I have been on a journey, like a spiritual journey, to basically come out of any kind of control, like mind control from institutions. And it sounds really cheesy and tacky how I say it, but when we get into the nitty gritty, it's really just giving people an awareness of what control feels like, because no one deserves to be controlled. You know, sometimes you have to say, hey, do it this way. I want it this way. You have to be a little controlling when you're doing a job because you're like, I need to have it this way. If it's not this way, it's going to suck. But that's not really what I'm touching on. It's more of you have desperate people coming in to churches or organizations, and people who see desperate people, they kind of they can see them. They can see the desperation. They can see the need. And guess what they do is they capitalize on that and they take advantage of people's desperation. And that's why I'm kind of doing this exploratory journey, and it's very tough. It's very tough to dive into this topic because I'm going through people's pain. I'm going through a lot of people's pain, my own pain even. And at the end of it all, I hope that we all have a raised awareness about what's a red flag, right? That's it. That's the whole gist, is like, how do I educate people in a fun way, in an engaging way, in a powerful way, to let them know, hey, like this is healthy and this is not, and just keep it. Yeah, that's the whole gist of, the film. But I have a huge time of research, so I'm plugging away about 2 months.
And you said you're going to be in front of it, right? That's what you said. You're a little nervous.
That's a great question. So it's going to be, I have to drive to the location, fly to the location. Nikhil might be traveling with me actually as my
Is this the one in Tennessee?
Yeah, that's only one person that we're going to be interviewing, so we might have multiple spots around the US. And we also might even incorporate, like, if I can't get a hold of someone physically, I do possibly have to have like this Zoom situation happening, or like whatever, set it up somehow. But yeah, I might be in front of the camera a little bit. I don't love the idea of that. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. It's not because I'm like insecure about how I look, how I sound. It just, you're a focal point in the video. Like, people look at your face while you're talking or while you're sitting there, just sitting there. That feels like a lot of pressure. So, but most likely I'll have to sit in, interview these people. Behind the scenes a little bit, you're gonna see probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes, if that, of them speaking. We're probably gonna record for like several hours with that person specifically. So, like it might be like 4 or 5 hours, and we're pulling just a little snippet of their speech. So, Nikhil, if we fly, yeah, gotta get those nuggets.
Yeah.
So the documentary is like very, very personal to you, I guess.
It's a little personal, but it's more of like, I'm tired. I'm sick of people's crap in organizations. I'm really sick of it. And it's like sticking it to the organization, man. I don't know. That's the phrase, whatever.
I hear you. Yeah.
It's like, it's like there are
people taking advantage of. I get it.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, let me make a macro view and a micro view. The micro view is, take a family, a mother and a son, a father and a daughter, whatever, it doesn't matter. You have the cult leader, which is the person who maintains control no matter what and maintains obedience. And regardless of what the follower feels like, how they respond, the controller or the cult leader in that little family, they're going to restrict that person and use their weaknesses against them. So that's abusive. And I would like to point that out, is that you can find this dynamic, this power dynamic, in a family, or you can find it in a mega church. You can find it in a small organization of 400 people, which is technically, it doesn't feel small, but compare that to a mega church of 30,000 people, 400 is pretty small. But there's these currents, right? If it's an ocean, you got all these currents, and the currents, some of them are toxic and they hurt people and they harm people. And it's just bringing awareness to those red flags, and teaching people how to avoid being caught up. Like, I was in a church for 4 years, and though I learned a lot of good, I also was treated very poorly. Right. So it's not just for me, but there are a lot of people who have exited the church at large, and they do it because they don't feel safe there, because there are these control dynamics, and I don't love that. So not every church is toxic. So not every.
How many people? Oh, sorry. How many people are in that community, like in the States? Do you know? Is there like a big number, or because I don't think I've met any.
Oh, that's a great question. They're in the woodwork, like they're just randomly dispersed throughout the states, really. And they don't.
Were they heavily populated?
They don't. Well, that's a great question. You mean people like who have exited, or are you talking about the kind of more toxic people?
Where it's, I guess, where it's being practiced, I think is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
is it more like Midwest,
Oh,
California?
I
JW,
mean,
man,
it's
it's
anywhere
Jehovah
really.
Witness. JW, Jehovah Witness. They're pretty big, man.
JW's I don't ever want to bash like
My grandma
women
used to be
yeah.
Jehovah Witness.
I was a
Oh.
Jehovah's Witness for
Yeah.
12 since I was 12, and they tried to come and get me back into it when I was 16, 17. They
They're
said
tough. They're tough.
they
They're like
said
really
don't go to
tough.
college. You're
I heard
gonna
of them.
they told me don't go to college. Like women are really put down in that organization. They said don't go to college. You'll lose your faith. You'll become worldly.
I
But they
didn't
let
know
men
they,
go to
they
college.
made women. I didn't know they made women not go to college. I didn't know
They
that
just
one.
encourage you to get a job where you're cleaning houses or like very like low status jobs, like cleaning houses,
Interesting.
babysitting, cooking for other people, like keep you very close to home. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff like I mean, I have a lot of my own personal stories where like women and men are just treated very differently. And like men are treated like little gods and women don't really have a say. Like women are here to create babies and to take care of those babies, and there's nothing past that. So it's a very oppressive. Are you smiling, Nikhil? I don't know. Yeah, I see you laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just got
That's the goal.
uh,
Make babies and
no,
take
no, no,
care
no,
of
no.
them.
I got a
Okay.
very sus text message from my friend
Oh,
as soon
God.
as you said that. I apologize.
That's wild. Okay. No problem. Disruptor. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's get this gravy train on the road because I know like I want to respect y'all's times. Normally, I would say at like 1 hour. If anybody needs to like dip out, like feel free. But obviously, we're into an hour 45. So I want to be very aware of y'all's time. Y'all don't feel like you have to exit because I'm gonna keep talking to y'all. Like this is the best day of my life right now. So, but if you do have to dip out, like don't feel bad about it. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Did I hit all my goals?
George, I gotta get going.
George
Oh,
was
the dream. What'd you say? Oh, hi, George. Hi, nice to meet
Hi.
you. I'm so sorry I
Nice to meet you.
ignored. I felt
No,
like
it's
I
all
ignored
good.
you a little bit,
I
but
get going. All right. Bye.
you're heading out? Okay.
Nope.
Well, he said hi and bye. So,
Hi, George.
yeah.
He was excited to introduce
He's like,
himself.
He was so
bye.
excited that he had to leave.
George, I know
Bro
what you look
immediately
like
dips.
now. I know what you look like, George. I'm gonna shake your hand in the
George-
future, sir.
George is cool. Dude, I haven't seen him forever, man.
So I did ignore him a little bit. It was not intentional. My brain can only do like one thing at one time.
Oh,
so.
he's friends. He's friends with
Aw.
it.
Good.
He's
So
a
he'll see
boy.
the replay if we have if you know. So what I love to talk about is obviously social media, but I'm not the only person who has something to offer at these gig pickup Zoom chats, right? Everyone in this Zoom chat, you guys are so freaking talented. I could just speak to each of you and say, wow, like look at what you have going, look at what you've built, look at what you put your time and energy into. Me, I would say I've only built my mind and now I have to use it for good. I have to use my superpower, which is my brain, and encourage people. My whole goal in life is to be an encourager, is to be a cheerleader, is to help people push past those barriers that they have by creating like a safe environment for them. Like we all want to act like we're made of steel, and sometimes maybe we are, maybe we have to be made of steel, but sometimes we need a little bit of safety and safe space and even a little nurturing, because all of us really secretly crave that. And you know, if you're trying to learn something new, if you're in say photography, videography, and you're trying to learn something new, like sometimes it's best to be solo and just put yourself out there and just rock it out and have fun. Do low pressure shoots. Like if I want to shoot weddings, I might take a $1,500 job because I have enough experience to shoot the wedding, do a good job, deliver a good product, and not screw people over on their wedding day. But that's my max. I'm not going to charge more than that because I don't have a lot of experience, but I have years of wedding video experience. So I have an understanding of the flow of weddings. I got a lot of good stuff going on. But yeah, let's open this floor. Let's open this dance floor up, guys, and let's talk about some topics that like really are at the top of mind for you. And let's get into the nitty-gritty. I would love that. So I think I might call upon either Gary, David, or Carlo in this, because you guys have so much good experience like in the industry. If there's a topic that kind of pops up in your mind, heck, we can even talk
You
about
know, it's funny you mentioned the whole man, I can't believe I'm bringing this up because it's being recorded, right? But
yeah, like
Yeah.
just
it's
yeah.
interesting that in one of the other groups, somebody posted something about there's this podcast, right? I think it's
Mhm.
the Vendors Table,
Yeah,
and
I have
how
been listening to
Oh.
that.
yeah, if your client may disagree with your political viewpoints because you as a business owner shared it, are they entitled to a refund because they don't agree with that viewpoint? So I thought that was very interesting. I have nothing else to say, but that's it.
Yeah, it makes you think. It makes you really like think like, oh, what am I posting? Like I post about God way too much, like on my Facebook and my Instagram. Like it's a personal Instagram, so I'm not trying to like get clients with this. But if people are anti-spiritual, anti-God, whatever, they're going to be repelled by my posts. They're not going to like them, and they're going to want to either block me, unfollow me, and like go do that because you are the owner, you are the ruler of your Facebook realm, right? You get to remove what you don't want, right?
Well, that's the
Can I?
thing. You should always speak what you believe to be the truth.
Yeah,
And the people who stick around, they're the ones that are meant to be there for you.
to hear
But
that message.
yeah, and at the same time, I do think like Carlo, you mentioned someone asking about like a refund due to political views. I mean, that's a relatively
That's a
recent
wild.
culture shift.
That's a little wild
That's
though.
wild because it used to be like
So
it doesn't
new.
matter, your money's good here. It's just don't talk about that. It's
Yeah,
like and that's a perfectly reasonable way to approach things. Like you don't have to write someone completely off because of one aspect of their character that you don't agree with.
yeah.
So, you
I
know,
think a lot of people are very emotional right now.
right.
We're a little in our feels about the whole political landscape. Whatever side you fall on, there was anxiety leading up to the day of the election. So we're gonna mention that there was anxiety there. And then even that night and then the following days after, it's just like you can feel this tension in the air and the atmosphere, and you could cut through it with a knife. And I was crazy enough to do my first Zoom chat, not that week, but the next week, and be more vocal, be more out there. But I was like, wow, like I am aware of the landscape that we find ourselves in. And it's a disservice to say that it didn't happen and we don't feel big feelings, because we do feel big feelings about this election.
I saw a podcast today. That's pretty interesting.
Uh-huh.
So he was talking about that politically it's been interesting because like we can literally agree with somebody like just even partially, maybe like say 10%, but because of like the candidates wanting to get elected and voted for, you have to completely throw somebody's maybe good idea out the window.
Yeah.
And what that's been causing a lot is that like literally it's just like a strong rejection of like, oh well, this is my way, this is your way.
Yeah.
So just because I want to get elected, I'm gonna kind of like resist this.
Yeah.
And even if I agree with it and do it later. So the
Yeah.
thing about that
That's a
is
good
calling
point.
talking so many polarizing issues, so many
Yeah.
it's just because they want to get elected, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all by
And
design.
stirring up a lot of dust.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Because there can be good plans here and there. I'm not, saying you should agree with somebody that looks full way, but like sometimes, like say, like a lot of people would just hit Obama for no reason, just for being Obama, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
that caused a lot of harm because he had a lot of good plans, and so
Yeah.
it's literally just people pushing stuff because they want to get elected, and then so the thing is, it kind of snowballs, so it
Yeah.
gets harder and harder and harder for the next election season
Yeah.
because they
And
have
it's
to
more
resist.
anxiety for
You have to keep,
everybody.
you have to keep resisting.
Yeah.
And it's really politically it's pretty weird. It's a weird
It's
time.
hazy out there. And you have to
Yeah.
honestly like so from my perspective, I am always coming from a journalistic editorial perspective, and I more from a writing perspective. So like how do people go out to these events and write about these events happening? Well, you have to do it in very plain language, but you have to have all the facts. front and center. So basically take all the facts that you have, put them on a table and sort through it. And then that's where you pull your perception from. And your perception can change a billion gazillion different times. Like, I can't
That's a
get
really
into
good point.
now, but what'd you say?
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Put it all on the table,
thing-
put all the facts, everything on the table, and then sort through those, and then you can pull your perceptions, because I think a lot of people are moderate, like a little bit in the middle. Like we love some Dem ideals and we love some Repub ideals. Like my husband, his teacher job, like he makes great money because it's a Dem state. I know that sounds weird, but in Arkansas, where it's a mainly Repub state, they don't pay their teachers right. Like my husband we could not survive on his resource or his, paycheck if we lived in Arkansas. But in Jersey, they take care of their teachers because they have different ideals. And
Yeah, education is valued more highly here.
Mm-hmm. It is, and we handle money differently here. We make a lot of money in Jersey, it's a good state to be in if you want to make some money. So we know in the wedding industry, the event industry, I mean, you can make as a second, you can make $400 to $600 in a day. I mean, that's crazy. You don't even have to edit as a second. So
How much do they pay in Arkansas for second shooter?
Oh gosh, the Arkansas vibe is so
Probably half that.
janky.
Yeah.
My brother. It is so janky there. About
$3.
7 years ago.
120.
Yeah. About 7 years ago, I heard someone who was very into the wedding video industry there in Arkansas. If you want to call it an industry, it's very small. The pool of jobs is so small. He was like, I can barely get people to pay $1,100 for a full video package. I about threw up.
Yeah.
I was actually filming a wedding video like that night. I did it for like $700 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him at the event and he was like, yeah, I can barely get people to pay $1,200, $1,100. That was 7 years ago. And I was like, bro, that makes me cry because my highest, like, I'm not like advanced, I'm not an expert or anything, but my highest was like close to 4K. Like that was my highest. So we're far exceeding how much money we're making here versus other states. So
well, that's the thing.
sitting
And the
pretty.
gear, no matter whether you're in Arkansas or whether you're in West Virginia or whether you're in New York City, gear costs the same.
Mm-hmm.
A Canon lens will cost $2,000
Why
or $3,000.
then batteries so expensive?
Yeah, well,
why then batteries so expensive? That's
I don't know. If you guys have Canon and you have like the R series stuff, I highly recommend the Watson batteries because they work in the Canon chargers and they work cross compatibly. Don't get the other cheaper ones. The Watson ones are $10 cheaper than the Canon ones, and they work better. They have a higher watt hour limit.
Dang.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, I remember when I switched from Canon to Sony, I spent about 25,000.
Oh my gosh. Like that's the thing. And I'm literally having trouble getting people to pay like just a standard like I offered as a marketing opportunity, and this is how I booked the wedding. And also they're just really nice people, and I know a relative of theirs, but I offered my package to them half off in exchange for being able to use all their stuff in all my marketing. I know. But that's the thing. The problem is I have plenty of second shooting.
You have to give more. It's normal,
well, that's
man.
the thing. That's the thing. And
very normal what you're doing.
Yeah. And the thing is I don't have a cornerstone piece, like a keystone piece to show people for wedding videography. So I was like, look, my standard package is $1,800. If we, film it and I can use everything, I'll give it to you guys for half, especially, because you're the sister of my, friend and coworker. I will do this for you guys. And it's an extreme, like, I don't think people understand how much of a stressor it becomes for the photographer to have to discount something that much because they don't realize all the costs that go into it. They don't realize that, just one lens is $2,000, and then you've got travel expenses, and then you have to manage your own finances and taxes and all of that. And not just that, it's like the cases that you have to put the cameras in, the wheeled cases to move stuff in and out. all of
Did
it.
you have
And then-
anything to Mason? Did you have anything to show before you did 50% off?
Well, that's the thing. I have a bunch of video work, but not for weddings.
Yeah.
So
Not
I have
Mm.
that's the thing.
Okay.
I have plenty of video work. I have some second shoots. I have some second shoot photography
Mhm.
for weddings, but no wedding video.
Video.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's and that was and
Yeah, I don't
obviously
think it's terrible.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's a hard sell, man. It's a hard sell.
Yeah,
it
it's very
is.
hard selling, and it's a lot of sweat equity, right? When you start in the beginning, it's going to take a lot of work
Right.
to grow.
Right. The
And,
nice
you know,
thing.
Doing a review at a discount is not bad. As long as you look long term, you'll gain way more than
Right.
$800 that you lost.
Right. And
And-
that's the thing. They were very nice. They paid me up front for the whole thing. They didn't pay my
Rock and roll.
50% down. They paid the entire cost of it. So I got all that money up front, which allowed me to get this thing.
Yeah.
So I
Crazy.
found this for $1,000.
Yeah.
The body, the cage, and then I have like an arm like stabilizer,
Yeah.
like all that stuff. I got it for
Yeah.
1,000 and a V mount.
That's
and
pretty
a,
good. That's
and
pretty
a-
good.
Yeah, Facebook
Yeah.
Market. I live on Facebook Market.
Oh, it had a 1 terabyte SSD on there, and it was just some
That's
kid selling it because his uncle gave it to him, and he didn't know what to do with it. And he
Yeah.
gave me like the
And you know what to
SSD,
do
the
with it.
V mount battery, all that.
You know what to do with it. And that's the thing
Right.
is you can put that camera in front of 6 different people, but you have to have a purpose for it. You know, how are you going to be purposeful with that camera? Right.
Mhm.
And I think, so can you update us in the future about how this thing goes with you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd love to
I
hear about it.
for sure. If
some
I
notes,
get
notes
one of
and
those, I want to get one of those little Osmo Pocket 3s. That
Those
way
are
I can
sick.
kind
Yeah,
of
those are cool, yeah.
record myself doing what I'm doing and not have to stress
Does
too
that
much about
record
getting
audio, by the way?
yeah, it records
cool.
audio. You can get
Sick.
a I already have the DJI Mic 2, which I've actually done a couple videos on it. I have a love-hate relationship with them just because of the way DJI markets it. They market it as pro, but there's no way you're gonna get it to sound anything like a Sennheiser or a Tascam.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Of
not
course.
not there, like qualitative.
If you want to, you can also mic yourself that day with a Tascam. I know that sounds
Right.
weird, and then you can sync it later because you might have some really good content. I mean, I'm just gonna speak into you for a second. You already are a superstar rock star when it comes to social media. I know we talked a little about your brand, but like you have a gift, man, and you can set fire to something and walk away, and it just continues to I don't know, you're exceeding normal expectations, you know, for just some Joe Schmo, you know, you're up there. So obviously, it sounds like I'm kissing your butt, but really I'm just speaking into you and I'm saying, I see it. It's magnificent. It's like a bright shining sun. You know, don't ever sell yourself short on that ability and that gifting. Sometimes it's hard to say, hey, I'm good at this one thing, because really you being good at this one thing is really 17 different skills that you've developed over the years, you know? And you as a person, it matters like who you are as a person, because that's what drives you forward. You have a certain speed about you. You have a functionality about you. You have precision in what you do. And you have a great and bright future. But in the now, in the present, I mean, you're rocking it and you're doing what a lot of people are terrified to do, which is to step out and do something new and different. And I hope we can be a part of that journey with you long term, because I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to build, I don't know, community, family, whatever you want to call it. We try to bond here.
Well, it can absolutely, that was, you know, this was kind of like a godsend, you know, there's a lot of isolation for creatives out there, especially because people in general are the most isolated they could possibly be right now, even though we're more connected than ever. But when you look at it on the surface, like, let me refresh Facebook and tell you what I see. I've got someone I don't know. I've got a meme, someone trying to sell me something, someone trying to sell me something. So yeah,
gotta have that personal touch. And I think that we're all moving into wanting more community. I think it's something that we crave. And you want a community where, like, so let me describe the most healthiest community out there. A community is a bunch of, this is very tacky, very cheesy. There's mommies, daddies, and managers. Mommies, daddies, and managers. And then you have everybody in between. Sometimes you will see someone struggling and you can put a smile on their face by just being in their inbox and just messaging them saying, hey, I thought about you today. What's up? Or, hey, do you want to go out to coffee? I want to talk about the monitor on my Sony. I really don't know how to use this. Can you please maybe teach me a little bit? I'll take a picture. I don't know, just like we need to start having these connections a little more and be a little more aggressive with it, because like we need people. We really do. We have our family. Like I have my husband. He's my favorite person in the world. But like I don't know anybody in my area. I don't know. I've been here 5 years and I still don't barely know anybody. And I'll go to a few events here and there, but like let's really get to bond with people, like let's get out there. And like that's why I'm creating these events. I'm putting my effort into it. Gary was talking about something and he said something about when I don't know what he said, something about starting, you have to put that sweat equity in, right? He said sweat equity, and that's a fun phrase, but my sweat equity is putting everything I have, all my skills, everything I'm blessed to be able to do. I push that out into the world and I say, hey, take a look at this world, see what you want to do with it. Do you want to come to my event? It would be a good idea to come to my event, because the events are tailored for people to bond, to have good times together, to create memories. And it's not easy getting people to your events. Like I had a 50% show up for my last event that I hosted. I spent $500 to host this. Obviously, I don't have to spend $500 every time, but this was my first event, and I was like, go big or go home. I bought people like food, drinks, whatever. Spent $500. Also had people put out their own money. They spent about $200-300. So I had 40 people say they would show up in January, and only 20 people showed. So these were all people who had said, yes, for sure, I will be there, but half of them didn't show up. So I'm not disappointed. I'm just like, these are numbers that matter, So how can I make sure that this event is so insatiable, and how can I really get people to just say yes and say yes to showing up to the first event? The first event is like, I call it activation energy. When you're starting something new, and this can really apply to anything in your life, you're learning how to cook, you're learning how to grow garden, you're learning how to take care of animals, you're learning how to play the guitar. There is this season, this time frame of activation energy that you have to put a lot of effort and a lot of energy into this. And you kind of feel stupid in some ways. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've got YouTube as my bestie over here, but there is so much energy that goes into just starting something. Now, let's talk about what happens after you start. You've put all this energy and effort in. Now we have a continuation. We have to continue something. And a lot of us can kind of understand what that means when it comes to our business. Like, how do I continue bringing value to clients? How can I continue making this specific money to provide this service or product? We all have that in mind when we're approaching things. Like David, you pick up second shooter jobs, lead shooter jobs, I'm sure. How can I keep those jobs coming in? Well, you keep the connection alive with those people who hire you, right? You would keep them happy. So you have to continue bringing your A game and bringing your best. And as long as you hit expectation, you're going to have a continuation of making that money and bringing value to the people who hire you. So, all right, anybody got anything to say real quick?
You have to work hard. People see that. People value that.
And be like nice, I guess. Try to be nice. Like you can be yourself, but
do a good job too. Like some people phone it in, everything. Good. It doesn't matter if you're good. You gotta be good in art.
Yeah. Some people I've worked for, they have like they have a certain way that they like their assistant to be like, I guess. And if you don't fit that, they will not work with you again. And it's never any skin off your back, because you show up to the job, you do your very best with the information that's provided. You are not a mind reader if you're showing up as an assistant. You're just there to support, right?
So an assistant is fascinating. I think, you don't say it, but like the thing that really helps is having like a lot of experience in the industry. That'll like save your
It
butt.
comes and helps. It helps. Like I got to be Daniel Nidek's like assistant one day, and it was great. It was a long day, but I learned a lot about lighting, and it's just I cannot speak to the value that I receive when I work for photographers, videographers. It's so light years away from where I'm at currently as a photographer, videographer. So seeing other people do their thing, the money is important. Like most of the time I like to work for 25 an hour. Some people work for 20 an hour at weddings and stuff, but I think if it's at a wedding, 25 is reasonable. That's my thing. But I also come with years of wedding experience. I know how to fluff a dress. I know how to read the room. I know when to keep my mouth shut, when to open my mouth, when to make a joke. I can read if someone's nervous or not, and I just try to help people, in the moment. There are some weddings where it's just chaos. If I'm an assistant and I am at a chaotic wedding, is very stressful because you want to save the day, you want to help, but you are only limited to your role. And I can't be the lead photographer if I'm hired as an assistant. I can't be the second photographer if I'm hired as an assistant. And if you're at a chaotic wedding, you feel that pressure to rise to the challenge and help where you can. So you do help where you can, but you also have to say, I was hired not as a planner, I was hired as a assistant. So just knowing your roles, where they end, where they begin, it's going to help you with your anxiety. But yeah, let me think about some topics because I think we're still getting, we're chewing on these topics. Some of you might listen to the replay because I think we're all saying some pretty profound things, and you might go back and listen to this and say, okay, that's pretty useful, pretty helpful. Just remember the goal of this is to connect with others. Very simplistic. With this Zoom chat, it's all about just connecting with other people. So we've already got A++ in that. We've won. We made it. We surpassed our expectations because now we're getting into actually educating one another and supporting one another and inspiring one another, So yeah, let's talk about our lives a little bit. Maybe even our social media, because that's my thing. I'm really into social media. So does anybody want to talk about their social media right now, where it stands as it is? Feel free to talk about anything, but also try to keep it short. Don't go on too long. All right. Let's go.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm a little bit of a YouTube fan. I've always been a YouTube fan. So I do a lot of video editing for some of my work. So I'm a part of, I want to say, 4, technically 5 YouTube channels. I've got my personal called Master of Aardvarks. That's the one I've had since I was 13. I have about 1,200 subs on there. I just did a little bit of everything on there. I just didn't care, just acted like a weirdo.
Sounds
And
fun.
then I've got my Masonaires Creative channel. That one only has 50 something subscribers because I haven't made many videos for it yet. I think I've made 6 or 7 videos. And
I feel some collabs coming on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We'll start a podcast.
Yeah, better.
But then I manage
what do you
Alan
focus your content on?
Wait, what?
What do you focus your content on for your videos?
So honestly, my
channel?
Masonaires Creative channel is starting to gear towards gear reviews. I love reviewing gear, and I it's not something I'm familiar with, so I'm kind of learning how to do it better. But my DJI mic review, it got 3,000 views, so I'm like, okay, all right, seems like people like what I'm doing here.
Can I speak into one thing?
Sure.
I think that you should do some daily chats, which sounds a little weird, but you have a great personality,
Well, that's what I've been debating. It's sometimes,
yeah.
I've definitely been
daily chats.
Working on trying to get that started.
Twitch. Have you ever thought about Twitch?
Oh, Twitch I used to be very big with. Yeah, I did Twitch since I was 13 and I stopped a couple years ago just because Twitch was kind of going a bit down in the toilet with
a little bit
political stuff and moderation problems and all that. And also my community kind of waned and died off, and trying to build that up after the momentum's gone is just
Yeah, but
It's
what if your communities have shifted? Like what if your avatars of who you're making content for has shifted as you've, gotten older?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe you will find yourself surprised by the new avatars that pop up, because right now you're in a phase where you're building your really you're building your rep online and you're building trust with your people, right? So the people
Right.
who, and you said this yourself, you said whoever's going to read my posts and stay on my Facebook, like those are my people,
Right.
So you just I recommend, and this is obviously I can speak into you because I'm the admin, so I get to do what I want. Keep making content and keep trying new things. And you're awesome because I think you said something about throw it against the wall, see what sticks. That's a great mentality right now, is just to get going and start putting stuff out there, because I would like to see this as a constant flow, like a river, right? Instead of like some like I don't know, like a water source that's been plugged up and it's kind of like
Leaking.
and maybe not. It's just like kind of gross, right? When it's like doesn't have fresh water flowing into it. Like it's, I don't know the word for it, but it's just icky. Got some algae, some bacteria. There's no fresh flow, right? And a lot of people, they'll do like one or two good pieces and put it out there, and they'll think that's going to support them through their first phase, which is, gaining trust, gaining support from their audience. But you want to be like a flowing river, having fresh water, having fresh content. And you can't be a control freak about who engages with your content. You have to let that feeling of control go, because we want to analyze and we want to say, I want.
Well, that's why I left my last company, because they wouldn't let me take the reins and do that. Like the
you
company,
gotta have that. You gotta
yeah,
have
the
that
company
freedom.
before let me do literally whatever, and then
And
I
you rocked
moved
it
because
out.
I got a $13,000 pay increase, but they weren't willing to try anything new. They wanted
Restrictive.
everything to be proven by numbers,
No,
and that
that's
doesn't.
ridiculous. And that's
Yeah.
that's honestly, sorry, bullshit, absolute bullshit, because they're trying to say, hey, if I put this square whatever into a square hole, it should fit, it should work. But in social media, like it's not, some of it is luck. Some of it is you get lucky because some person maybe blows your content up and shares it to their feed and shares it to their followers.
Right.
Maybe they pull you onto
They want to know
a
what their
podcast.
ROI per
That's their
video
system, but their
is.
system, and they're like, this is a proven system. This is, look at my LinkedIn, look at my this, this is a proven system. I'm sorry, but your proven system sucks because you're dragging your feet to post crap. You're not getting expansive, you're not getting creative, and you're really shutting down your creative person. You're like, I see you as like a jet fighter, bro. Like you can be in a jet fighter, and like you have to be able to fly where you want to fly and shoot what you want to shoot, and like do like dips and dives. You can't stay grounded and stay out of the cockpit. You have to be in the cockpit. And that's why it's hard to be a creative in the working with any business owner. They're going to drag their feet if they're not already excited to create new media.
Right.
Like if I want to help someone with social media, I feel your pain of what you said way earlier in this chat when we were just talking and saying hi. It's hard to get clients in this field, this capacity, because they're dragging their feet, they're scared, they're nervous, they don't know how to spend money on anything to support them in their social media. Like I sell video services, I sell photo services, I sell branding support services.
And they
I lift
want
your brand up, you know?
Yeah, and they want peace of mind that their investment's going to get a monetary
ROI.
reimbursement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately there's no way to prove that to them without having a
Loads of
million people that
portfolio.
you've already done it for. So
But if you think about this, and this is why complex people and people who are just deep thinkers, y'all need to calm down, myself included. Keep it very simple, because I only need 3 to 4 clients to pay my bills every month. I just need 3 to 4, and I need them to act right, and I need them to behave, because if they don't behave, my project management job sucks. I actually had to fire a client most recently, and I'm going to leave this in the video because like I know it's being recorded, but I love them. I don't have any hard feelings toward them, but their speed and my speed were different. I worked with them for months. I would continue bringing stuff to the table that would support their social media growth, that would actually make them money. that would actually have an impact on their audience, I put my all into it, you know, and their speed was off. They were like dragging their feet on everything. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't make decisions, like quick decisions. And they don't have to like be rushed. They can take a week or two, but don't take months on whether or not you're going to start your freaking Patreon. Like, why don't you start your freaking Patreon, put your new media up and do your newsletters twice a month and get it going and put the media out there, because there are people who want to, like back in our last video, they want to be addicted to your content. They're hungry for your content. They want that juicy content because you are unlike any other person on the planet. Your experience is different than others, but you also have to see the other side, that we actually have a lot of common ground with people who share this planet with us. We have to play into that. We have common ground. Everyone eats dinner, I hope. If you're starving yourself, I'm sorry. Some people love to go to the gym. Some people love music. Some people love going to church, whatever. Some people love hanging with their kids. These are all little ways to connect with your larger audience, right? Now, if you're in a starting place where you're just like starting out and you're starting to brand yourself or your brand, whatever, you're just starting out. My approach is to go really broad and try things out. Like Mason, you're ready to rock and roll with stuff like that. Try things out. Be brainstorming a bunch. Bring in other people to brainstorm with you, to pull things out of you. Say, hey, buddy, can you jump on for a brainstorming session? Please, I wanna brainstorm with someone. You take all the information from brainstorming, whether it's their idea, your idea, and you use it, and you create these incredible funnels, right? These funnels, if you're trying to make money, these funnels are incredibly beneficial to manage. You can manage 4, 5, 6 funnels, and they all come to like one location, which would be your site. You know, they all funnel down into that site. But what are the people getting as they are flowing through your funnel? They first latch on to, this guy likes to cook. He loves to cook chicken, whatever. They're like a fish with a hook around their lip, you know, and they get onto your first funnel and they're like, let's ride with this guy. Let's go. And as they journey closer to your website, they're going to see the rest of your content. They won't always click on it. They might just see the picture, but you're giving them an impression of who you are, what you stand for. It could be very simple. You could just want to make people smile. You could want to be a comedian. Comedians are the smartest people on the planet, I swear. They're really up there. Like they're highly intellectual people, but they can make people laugh with their intellect, and they can make people feel things with their storytelling. They're powerful. So even if your goal is to make somebody smile and to bring cheer to their life, bring excitement to their life, inspire them, bring hope into the world, that is a valiant goal, right? If your goal is to make money, well, everything that you put out is going to support that long-term goal. If your goal, like my goal, would be to qualify my clients before they even get to my website, they're going to know what I'm looking for as far as clients go. I need clients who are organized. They have their crap together. They listen to the direction I'm giving. If, say, you're in an airplane, let's just go back to the airplane situation. Mason, I'm going to put you in the airplane. You're in the airplane. I'm on the ground. I never get into the sky with you, but I'm on the ground and I'm in your ear. And I'm like, go, you know, you're good to take off, buddy. Rock it out, have fun. I literally am just a project manager, you know, but I'm on the ground floor, and I see everything with a perfect perspective because I'm not biased, I'm not emotional, and I could say, hey, this is a good target. Can you go hit this target? So I have the headset on and I'm just giving directions, and my clients have to be able to pick up this information and do something with it. That's why I couldn't work with this last guy. I worked with him for months, and he and I were on 2 totally different planes. Like, we were not connecting. He's too busy. He's got a lot going on. And even when he wasn't busy, his mind was elsewhere, right? So if they're going to work with me as I build their social media out for them, if I build their podcast for them, if I build their YouTube video or YouTube channel for them, they have to be able to hear my voice. and listen to it and then respond to it. If they want to say, no, I don't want to go that route, that's fine. You're not throwing a wrench in my system. The only time you're throwing a wrench in my system is when you're not respecting my hours of availability. So if I have hours of availability, probably not going to respond to emails. I mean, I might respond to emails whenever I want to, but like I'm not going to take a phone call or do a Zoom chat, you know? So just get to know yourself in this season. I like to get on these Zoom chats and yell at people, as you can see, but it's all for your benefit. It's all for your encouragement, because I think we can all do business better. We can all, we all need encouragement. I really feel like we can encourage one another. But that's the vibe, is no one should feel like if you have a hard job one day, like that ends you. Like you just feel like low about it. Like you need to sometimes be able to vent and talk about it with another person who you trust. And I want people to feel that. Like I want people to get those relationships through this group, to be able to have their person. Like, this guy is great with photography. Maybe he's not the best with videography or something, but like he's great with photography. I can ask him about this. You're not always going to have the same stylistic preferences as people, but just bridge that gap. And you never know what kind of value people can bring to you in a moment in time. So that's why I try not to write people off at all. Even people who annoy me, like I do not write people off. I keep an eye on them. I keep I call it keeping my love turned on. I always keep my love turned on with people, even if they're messing with me or whatever. Like I always have that, because I'm always going to try to do good by people. Someone I look up to, Alex Ramosi, which y'all probably already know him.
I get his ads every day.
I hate his ads. His ads are horrible.
Oh my God. Well,
I
he
literally
copied
love
the
him,
Old
but
Spice guy for that one.
Yeah, I hate his ads, but I love him. And when he opens his mouth and talks on social media, like talks on YouTube, and I love his wife. He said that at the end of his life, he doesn't want to have one piece of information that he didn't share with another person. Very admirable goal. Very admirable. And it challenged me, because I'm like, I can invest in people. How can I invest in people? Well, the model, the system for how I invest in people is this kind of interaction right here. What we're doing, face-to-face Zoomies, and posting the replay, right? So that's how I can funnel my gifts, my creativity, my knowledge, my experience, and I can funnel it to people I care about, which are my group members. So how do we feel? It's been a long time, guys. Been a long time. Also, I know, Nikhil, you like music. Mason, are you into, you said you're into music. I see like a guitar back there.
Yeah, that's my Taylor 314 CE, and that's my Takamine right there.
Takamine! Sorry,
yeah,
I just had to sing that for a second.
I have 5 guitars. My electric one's right there. My Squire is right there. I have an Epiphone somewhere and one more acoustic guitar I don't play anymore. I mostly just play music for myself. I'm actually geared up to, I like using music for comedic purposes and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that's really a thing now on social media, by the way. You know that.
I wrote these really crappy Christmas songs and put them on my Master of Aardvark's channel last year, and I knew it wouldn't get any attention just because it's like usually you have to have a following before it gets attention. But I wrote like 8 Christmas songs.
I'm gonna listen to those very soon.
Hold on, they're so bad. They're so like weird.
I'm down.
Like singing about not using mom's kitchen towels around the holidays because she likes them and she wants to swap them out.
Gotta keep them clean.
Hold on. There we go. There's the link for that. But that was my I'm gonna try and do it again this year because I think I could do it again, but better.
You better. And yeah, you can. You're gonna work it out. I think there's a huge. I hate to say it like this, but there's a huge market for it. People need to have comedy in their world because comedy lifts us up and it kind of confuses us a little and it throws us off guard and it helps us not be such control freaks. I think a lot of us we struggle because we're like, oh, I could not control that situation. So now I'm pissed that things did not go perfectly. And that's where a lot of our anxiety comes from. So comedy pulls us out of our funk. I was going to ask you, Carlo, do you have anything with music? Like, are you just a music digester, you love music, or you sing, you dance? Like, what do you do? What you got going?
Yeah, sure. I used to play saxophone, fourth grade
Love
through
saxophone.
sixth grade, and then
Saxophone
I
is
taught
the
myself
most
a little.
badass
Sexy phone.
instrument on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, taught myself a little guitar growing up in my teens, and then I didn't want to join band camp in high school, so I quit. Years later, when I was in my mid-20s, my friend said, "Oh, I have a flute that I'm not using anymore," and I decided
Wow.
to teach myself the flute for a
Dang.
little bit. So yeah, that was fun. But musically, I mean, yeah, my wedding, my wife sings. She's actually a very good singer, and I messed around with hip hop, so I used to freestyle rap growing up. So we did a little surprise performance. She sang, I rapped at our wedding. So that's, in terms of
Is this
music, that's as
recorded?
far as I went.
Was it recorded?
It's on the internet somewhere. It's on the internet somewhere.
Oh, can I please see it one day if you can pull it
Yeah,
up for
sure,
me?
sure,
Oh my
sure.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Performative art
I'm
is
gonna make it my
a big
ringtone.
deal. Huh? Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
make it
heard
my
you. I'm
ringtone.
pretty sure I heard you, David. You're gonna make it your ringtone. We should all make it our ringtones and just
Rap by
have
Carly.
it in our background. So I would like to grow in learning musical instruments. I'm 31 and I feel definitely I feel the pressure to like just say, no, you shouldn't, get into that because it's a waste of time. It's not going to bring you money. But like sometimes it's not all about money. Sometimes it's about enjoyment. And I think it helps like my nervous system, like music helps my nervous system get back to my baseline, which is me feeling like more comfortable, not overstimulated, and music always brings me back to my happy place. So I want to learn piano. I want to learn drums. I'm worried to learn drums because I got really sensitive ears. So I think I'm probably not cut out to be a drummer. Because I feel like if I blow my ears out, I'm gonna be really sad about it. So maybe a little drumming. I love percussion. I love to dance. In the future, I'd love to host like salsa dancing nights with actual professional like salsa teachers. Like they can come in and teach like a crowd of 30, 40 people how to salsa dance and just learn the basics. And then it's free dancing. I used to go to salsa night every Friday night when I was younger. It was just so cool. It was such a great part of my life. But dancing with a 70-year-old geezer, well, he grabbed me a little too tight, Actually, the people who grabbed me the tightest were actually women who were trying to like lead as a man, and they scared the crap out of me. One lady pulled me so close I could feel her skin on my skin, and I was like so nervous. So I was like, that was too much. I don't know. She was just really aggressive dancer. So I love to sing. I don't sing in front of people really, but in the future I'll probably do some like kind of things for children, which is like the Disney sing along thing. So it'll be for children, and a lot of adults will show up because hey, we all love Disney, don't we? I'll incorporate my models into the Disney thing by having them dress up as the princesses and princes and all characters and stuff. So it's a big thing. I love to work with children, bring music to them, bring the families together, for just some great bonding activities that are not super expensive. So yeah, just want to do that. For adults, I want to do like music therapy. So, but I can't personally do it myself, just solo. I want to bring other musicians on, singers, whoever. Maybe you have like a day where we like dance out our stress, because I think moving the body is like a really good way to like get your nervous system balanced. And honestly, you kind of like laugh at yourself. Like for the first 20 minutes, you're just like, oh my gosh, I look like an idiot. But then once you get past that discomfort, you're like, oh, now I'm just shaking my butt. Like I'm shaking my butt like Shakira, and I'm sweating and I'm loving it. And then you have the best nap of your life. And that Coca-Cola after be slapping. So those are the kinds of things that I want to do. I want to bring to the world, but like I have to always be strategic in like when or how I do that. But my heart is to always just bring joy, So very simple. Bring joy and help people feel like they're living a more balanced lifestyle. And I think to have a balanced lifestyle, I think you have to have community. I think I'm always going to tie it back to community, is that having people on your left and right who like cheer you on. A lot of people on social media, on Facebook, they do not like challenge. And it freaks me out really, because I'm like, wait a second, like what does a dad and a mom do to their kids? Do they look like the good parents? Like they challenge their kids. They see where their kids are at in their level of experience, but like they challenge them to the next step, to the next level. It's kind of incredible that it works so well. But why can't we do it with other adults? Like if I challenge somebody, they kind of freak out on me, you know? And I understand that some people do not like the challenge, but the people who do like the challenge and they see it as a way for them to grow and level up, they take that challenge and they're like, I didn't like how that made me feel when she said that, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it as gas in my gas tank and I'm going to rise above and I'm going to hit that goal that she set. A lot of my clients are people who I have to yell at. Like even the client that I exited with, like I let him go, so to speak. I fired him lovingly, sort of, maybe. It just wasn't working. It hadn't been working for months. So we had to get to a point where we're like, okay, I'm exiting. I'm no longer going to be working with you. Also, I was doing a lot of free stuff for him. So it was like I was benefiting in some ways, but I was also not benefiting. Like he was benefiting more than me. So that it was unbalanced, right? And it just kind of got to me. So, but the best part about working with him was that he had been speaking professionally for like 25 years, 30 years. And he's an incredible human being. Like he's an astounding person. Couldn't be my client, and that's okay. But he didn't need me. I was his activation energy. I helped him get started. I was like, why in the heck are you not making videos right now? You're so smart. You reach out to the audience, you tug on their hearts, like you give them something, you bring value to their lives. You should have started this years before you even met me. But what I did for him was I just yelled at him. I lovingly yelled at him. And I said, you need to get started with your videos. You have all these people lined up to do interviews with you, to do your podcast with you. Why are you not doing it? So he did his first video. It was rocking awesome. He rocked it out. His camera looked good. His audio was good. And he's since then done about 20 videos. And these are high level people that he's speaking with. He's a high level person. And these are high level people that he's speaking to who have thousands of followers, you know. Let me point out one thing. You can have a lot of followers, but you can have very few engagers. Right. So what we want is we want to develop a relationship with our engagers. So our engagers are people who comment on our posts, and they can be themselves on our posts. They feel comfortable being themselves on our posts. They can comment. They share our posts. They digest our content. They might even watch my YouTube video once or twice. Who the heck knows, right? These are your engagers. They are a small percentage of your followers. It's a sad fact, but not all of your followers actually engage with your content on a regular basis. And we don't place an expectation for them to eat up every single piece of content. We don't place an expectation on that. I don't expect people to watch every little thing I put out, to read every post. Actually, my posts probably annoy people because there's a lot of typing. Yeah, so I already know, like, my posts are annoying to even look at. But I'm being true to me. I'm speaking to people in the way that I can consistently speak to them in, which is typed out words, typed out posts with maybe one picture, right? So find what you can do consistently. So, and put it out to your people. But if you have however many followers, it's hecka cool to see that you have a lot of followers. But just imagine that when you start analyzing who your engagers are, it might be a very small percentage. But those are the people who share about your brand, who care about your brand, who are addicted and eat up your content. We want people addicted to our content. We really do. And the thing is, we may not reach everybody. We already know that. That's the truth. We may not reach everybody, but there might be somebody 3 years from now that watch a video that I made. 3 years from now. Sorry about that. I'll have to wrap this up, but it's been such a good chat, guys. There might be somebody 3 years from now that watches a video I made from way back when, and they will say, I didn't know you existed. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you are being yourself and being authentic. I'm going to say the cheesiest thing ever, and it's be the youest you that you can be. And there is a battle There's a battle between authenticity and what is kind of manipulated, what information is manipulated for the audience. I think it's okay to manipulate anything for the audience as long as you're not misleading people. Like if I act like I'm in a private jet, but I'd never fly in a private jet, I'm misleading people. So I'm always going to come back to truth, the truth about my life. I'm pretty basic. I'm pretty boring, and I love being basic and I love being boring. And that's my perception of me, because if I was not that way, I would be stressed out. I would be saying yes to things that I shouldn't be saying yes to. I would be fake. I would be definitely inauthentic. So as you guys move forward, say yes to only what you want to say yes to. If you've already built your business and it's already thriving and functioning, kudos to you, because that is the hardest thing, is to build a functional business, build a system that works year after year after year, month after month after month. If you're working on your activation energy phase, where you are just dumping a lot of you into this blob of your brand, it might be a blob, but imagine it's a piece of granite and you're just chiseling every day. You're just chiseling away. The best way to create sometimes is to not be stressed. So take a walk, talk to a friend. Heck, if you really want to get your juices going, talk to someone who doesn't like you. Talk to someone who stirs you up or messes with you a little bit, because they kind of give you a reality check. So even bad feedback or negative feedback, or someone saying, "Oh, I just hated that video. Oh, I hate this." You can talk to them. They're not going to hurt you or harm you. They might hurt your feelings a little bit, but you don't have to place high value on what they say. But you can always learn something, even from your haters. So if I have haters, they'll probably say, "Your videos are too long, Elizabeth." Whatever. Okay, you don't need to watch my videos then. There's nothing about my videos that call out to you and say that you should stay on for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? That is not my person. So I've already qualified that they are not my people, and that's okay. I'm still going to be kind to them. But as you start to make content for others, put your face out there more, you're going to have everything under the sun. They're going to say, "I love you so much. You're so awesome. Oh my gosh, can you please come to my state?" And then you're going to have people who are like, "Wow, your eyebrows look funny," like, or "Your voice sucks," or something like that, So just remember that you can learn something from anybody on the planet. You can learn something from your dog. You can learn something from a stranger on the street. We're all in a way connected. And that's why I try to be kind to everybody I meet, everybody I interact with. Sometimes on Facebook groups, things get a little feisty, and I like to step in and just, I don't know, stand up for what I believe in. Sometimes I don't have to get involved, but sometimes I do get involved in these little Facebook debacles and disputes. So, but all right, guys. Well, let's round this up. I really appreciated having each of you. Let me talk to you about one thing. We're going to do this thing called Amplify, and it's going to be really cool. I don't open the door to everybody just at this time, but if there's a topic that I can discuss with you, it's just going to be a one-on-one Zoom, and it'll be recorded. Carlo, you're brilliant in so many ways. I don't know if David and Gary are still kind of here. You probably are, maybe, I don't know. But there are people out in our group who are just like really stellar. They have a history of being like very productive, very good at what they do, very good at their craft. And so I'm going to be, and I'm not even saying anything about like Nikhil and Mason. I know I didn't mention your names or anything, but you guys are superstars, rock stars. So this is really just for everybody. I didn't want to make you feel excluded, but I know Carlo, he just has a rich history. It would be something like me having him on for whatever amount of time that works for him, and just discussing openly like a few topics that are near and dear to his heart, and like he can bring value to others by just opening his mouth. He can teach, he can give a little nugget of truth. He can challenge people to level up in their businesses, in their, heck, even in their social lives, like whatever. So we will have the Amplify thing starting. And it's kind of a fun thing because I get to amplify voices from my various groups Some might be photographers, some might be models, some might be sound designers. Some might just be really great business owners. They might handle marketing or social media. But everything that they put into that chat, it's going to be a benefit to the people who follow me and follow them. So it's just great content, really. So just keep that in mind. I'm very easy to approach, hopefully. So if you have the desire to be on Amplify, it's just going to be very similar to what we're doing here, just maybe a little more organized. But it's going to be a huge, huge blessing to people who watch it and listen to it. Yeah, and it's just going to become part of my collection of really great chats, right? That bring value to others. And honestly, hopefully make people money, make people more money, help them build connections that make them good money. So, all right, well, y'all feel free to unmute yourself so you can say bye. If y'all have any parting thoughts, takeaways.
You guys, you doing this again next week, Elizabeth?
Every
Just
week,
curious.
yeah.
Yeah, because next I'm thinking next Wednesday, right? It's
that would be perfect. Yeah.
What is the day before Thanksgiving? Is there a name for that?
Oh crap. Oh my gosh. I have to go and look at all these dates. Yeah, because like I don't want to put it on. Yeah, we might have a different day and time.
Might have to, but we should have we should all bring in
I believe
some
that's
deals.
National Defrost the Turkey Day.
Defrost the
But
Turkey
it's
Day.
also
That's
we
funny.
gotta be looking at the deals. Black Friday deals for gear.
And
to. What are we wasting money on this year?
Right.
I love that. Let's do it. And also tell your friends about this. This is very casual chat. It's not supposed to be like too difficult to be a part of. Like obviously everyone can fluctuate whether they want to be in the chat, out of the chat. Even if someone comes in for 5 minutes, which our friend George did, but I didn't get to talk too much. So even if you're here for 5 minutes to say hi, you can pop in, pop out. It's very flexible. We just want to see your face and get to know you a little bit more. So, but yeah, I'll have to set that date based on the daggum holiday, because I just want to make sure that we're not like encroaching on people's like family time, so turkey time. So also, oh my gosh, do y'all have some good cooks around you? Please let me know. Yeah, got some good cooks for Thanksgiving. Are you the good cook?
I am the
Can you
good
cook
cook.
that turkey? So my father-in-law, he's about to make, like, we got this turkey and like we're going all in. So he's gonna make this turkey. He's gonna put the butter in the skin. So hopefully it tastes really good when it's done. I like tender turkey, like steamy tender turkey. I don't like dry crap. So, and then I like the gelatin cranberry sauce. I eat like the whole can. I could eat the whole can by myself. It's crazy. We got the sweet potato casserole. We got some mashed potatoes. My mother-in-law is doing riced cauliflower, which I think I've had that before, but she does some nice dishes. Maybe some ham. We always do ham. So basically my husband eats for like 3 people. It's insane. So we have to always have like so much food just because this guy eats. He's a weightlifter. So him and protein are that's the combo. Him and just a bunch of protein. I mean, y'all might be surprised, but he eats like a wheelbarrow of protein every week. So awesome. I think we are gonna be saying goodbye to everybody, but it has been such a blessing. If y'all want to rewatch this, don't do it at normal speed. Do it at like 1.5 so that you can kind of if you want to listen to it, if you want to plug in and rewatch this, see how you sounded on the video, because we're all superstars, we're all actors here. No, I'm kidding. Nobody's a paid actor, maybe except me. I might be a paid actor. But yeah, rewatch these videos if you can. It's a big deal for me to make these videos because it's the first time I've ever done that. So I rewatched the last video I made like several times. I was like, oh, should I said the word badass? Badass is not a good word, right, to say on social media, but like it's better than the F word. So I'm trying to keep my like cursing to a minimum, right? But to each their own. I don't really care if people cuss, but I was like, my first episode, I did the cursey. Come on, Elizabeth. But yeah, I rewatched that thing probably 4 or 5 times. It was insane. So, but I was like, am I gonna edit this to where I have these little clips for social media, or am I just gonna not do that? Because that's a lot of work. But I don't know. Sometimes we have some really cute moments, guys, where we be looking so cute and like saying cute stuff. Like So maybe I need to chop that up into smaller videos and put that out there. So we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, keep us updated on Carlo and Gary if you guys are going to do a little thing. If you want to include anybody else, feel free to message me or hop on a chat.
I think David wants to do one.
You can do a shoot for shoot too.
David wants to. Yeah.
Guys, you wanna be the official first event of the year? Let's do it.
Can I be the moderator for David's interview?
Yes.
I got questions for David.
What are we
David
calling
has
again?
a
What's the
lot of
segment
information
called?
to give. So
you want to interview me? What's up with that?
I told you you're ready for interviews, David.
I can only learn from
You're
Gary.
ready.
You kidding me?
So David needs someone to ask him all these questions, or and then we just record it, and it's beautiful magic. So movie magic.
David has a lot of wisdom. I mean, he posts these questions on his Facebook, and people, chime in, and he's a thinking man. He is a thinking man. So
he's a deep guy.
David got a lot of knowledge.
And he's warm. He's warm. Like he got like the warm smile, warm personality. What'd you say? Say that one more time.
It's farming knowledge.
He is. Honestly, he's real deep. Like,
always learning, guys.
He's
always be learning.
Yeah, and then he also understands people very well. He understands people so well because he's not only like you gotta have like a customer service kind of skill to be in the wedding industry. Like, how may I help you, sir and ma'am? And like, you gotta try to like read the room, make people happy, make people smile, make people laugh. He has that way about him where people just instantly warm up to him.
Some people.
But listen, if they don't warm up to you, then they're mean. Okay, because honestly, anyone who doesn't like you is
anybody that's for everybody is literally for nobody. So whoever I'm for, I'm lucky for.
And I don't think you're a chameleon either. Like there's some chameleon people out there where they're like yes, we might change how we say something every once in a while, like if we're talking to a certain person, but like chameleons actually like have very little identity. Like they don't have a core self. So they're like, I will be who I need to be around every person. And it's exhausting because you might be one way with this person and you might be a whole different way with this person. And then what if those two people are in the same room? Now you have to act like a split personality. That's a little weird. So I know you're authentic. I know you're ready to create media. You obviously take your time, tiptoe. I'm here to support you. But even in our phone call chats, I'm like, dang, this guy's deep and he has like good insight. And you can connect the dots
so
for
easy
people.
To talk to.
Thank you. I try.
You really are.
Also, you talked to me at my most stressed out time of my life. My gosh, I was very ticked off about the universe bringing us together at that point in time because I was very stressed out, and he became like kind of like a strong person who said like, even though you're feeling a little, I'm gonna paraphrase everything. Even if you're feeling like you're in the dark a little bit or like you're not doing something correct, like keep with it, stay with it, stick with it, and I'm here for you now. And just hearing that I'm here for you now, like I'm going to support you. That rocked my world. That changed my life. And I was like, wow, like there are good people out there. I'm an ambivert, but mostly
I'm happy I could have helped, honestly.
Okay,
sometimes I feel like my stuff doesn't help people. So I'm happy to help you.
Well, guess what? You're not responsible for their reaction to your content. I'll tell anybody this. I'll tell anybody this. Because you just opening your mouth, you can bring value to someone's life. My jokes aren't always funny, but I'm gonna tell my jokes. I'm
interested about this. Are you guys really doing the studios today? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like, you guys want to add that?
That's like professional stuff. Like that's like fancy. Also, if it's a thing, like we can.
That could be a whole meetup.
It could be, but I also don't want to like y'all think about it, take some time, take a couple of days.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm. And
because the location, I'm gonna look at the location too.
Whatever's best.
And also, you should not, if you're doing a location where you have to pay for the fee, like you need to let me have people pay into that. What's that?
So Gary called me yesterday asking for a cable that I supposedly stole from him like 5 months ago. I found it here during this call. Sorry.
Oh, I love that.
That's hilarious.
That's friendship right there.
I literally found my friend's cap on the lens like yesterday. I have no idea how I found it. I'm like, I didn't think I had it.
Oh my
Freaking had
gosh, dude.
it. Freaking had it, man. Texted him. Also bad.
Crazy.
There you go. So, no, like I'm all about collaboration. I'm all about like if I have skills that can help, like I want to get stuff done. Like I don't like if we do an event and we have multiple people a part of it, like we have to play on your strengths. Like what if your strength is getting the word out so that we can get butts and seats and we can get people to the event? Because I
There's
know
a
that's
cool thing though that they have that spot though because it's so well priced. Like you literally could
oh
charge
my
people
gosh.
$5. We charge people
Yeah,
$5 to come
don't
Crazy.
in.
post this because they might change the price now. Don't post it.
Yeah,
Okay, or
it's
just
and
block that part out.
I
You're
wanted to
not
get
wrong.
a
You're not wrong. You're not
so
wrong.
so
Don't
I
tell
That makes
everybody.
sense.
so I
Don't
wanted to
worry.
get a
Don't worry.
job.
Gatekeep,
I won't.
gatekeep.
I won't.
I'm
I
kidding.
I
I'm
think
kidding.
we
I'm
I
should.
kidding.
got
I'm
you. I
kidding.
got you.
So
No, 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 not the place then. Don't worry. It's fine.
so I wanted to
It
be a
makes sense what you're saying,
manager.
though.
So I wanted to be a manager for a studio. So everything you guys are talking about is legit because the moment they start seeing people bite, like this low price is like a hook in the lip, like of a fishy. So they're trying to get all these fishies, build relationship with them. I'm not saying they're just starting out, but like booking your schedule every week as a studio is very tough unless you have your consistent customers coming in. So you want to make them happy at the very start, right? If you change your prices, you're probably going to keep giving those same prices to those people that were initially entering in, but then new people might get like a $50 charge instead of the $30. So, and then they might say, hey, at the turn of the year, our rate goes from 30 to 50 to the older customers, right? So you're right. The moment they start getting lit up and they start getting a lot of fishies biting, they are probably going to boost their price, but that's good. I commend them, and their price is really low right now. But it is very hard to book the media schedule. Like if you have a studio like this, there's a lot of days where this studio is not being used. So as a strategy, they got the low price. They like the low price, but the moment they get 4 or 5 days booked straight where people are using their stuff, they're gonna boost that price even just $10, $15.
You guys could even do this, honestly. Like I honestly like when you said that, I'm like Gary should probably just do like a headshot day and just charge like pretty cheap, get some quick
Yeah,
money,
something
get some nice
affordable.
shots because you're freaking solid shooter. Like you should
And you
literally
should
make a
get
day
paid.
of it
You should
and
absolutely get paid for that.
like literally just like all right, headshots for 15 people for
And plus
first 15,
your headshots probably look really good. Like
you know? Like
and
that's what
two
I
people
thought
can do
when I thought when you said it.
Carlo and Gary could also both do headshots and just split the pot, split the cash,
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know how to take photos, but I mean, I
Yeah,
just
there's
posted in
Okay.
the chat
another thing
here.
that's
Look at the
I
chat.
think your video,
another
you're
thing
more
is
heavy in
pretty
video, Carlo.
like Carlo could do an intro video. There's a lot of
Oh,
websites now.
that's a branding video. I'm trying to get people's
That's a
branding
great
videos.
idea.
I want to do branding videos, and I don't have any people, I don't have any takers right now. So like I'm actually talking to like this local business, like they're like a cleaning business. I'm like, let me film your freaking branding video because I need to have this in my portfolio. Because I'm a storyteller. I'm on route to being, a documentary filmmaker. So I need to get my feet wet. And starting with brand videos, that's a huge leap in the right direction. So
Even because
we can
it's your
incorporate
first
video.
time, Gary, you could do like 5 people. Just like start light.
Yeah, me and David Tang. I don't know if you guys know David Tang. We've been
Of course,
talking
he's
about that.
amazing.
Yeah, we've
That's
been talking about
awesome.
doing like a headshot kind of thing.
He
Even for the
knows
year.
his stuff. He's
David
phenomenal.
might rent my Santa. So
Oh,
David
nice.
Tang. Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
nice.
he said basically once you get your outfit for Santa created, like I got my seamstress working on it now.
Nice.
And it's like late in the season to pull the Santa thing. I know, but I just met him like a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my God, I've been waiting to meet you for years, Santa. Holy crap! So, and I don't have any jobs for him right now, so I'm just promoting him, and I'm like, I feel like a lot of people do need a Santa, and he's very affordable. Because Santa brings a lot of joy to people. My only issue is he's not like chubby. Like he ain't a chubby Santa. He's kind of like slim down, like slim fast
How's his
Santa.
beard?
You can
How's his
buy a
beard?
He's
fat
got a
suit.
nice
You
beard,
can buy a
but
fat
I
suit.
want to lighten his beard. I actually want to like paint his beard because he's got like a gray beard. And I'm thinking like if I lighten that
White.
a little, he might have more of a Santa feel, but I also don't want to freak the man out. He's a good man. His name is Dave, and I don't want to do too much with him. He's my actor. He's my talent. So, I'm just his promoter right now. And in the future, like next year, I'll probably have some mini shoots, but I'm trying to book him out. He's cheap too.
Nice.
If y'all do any Santa mini shoots, the money is pretty good, especially if you already have like clients in your network, like who are paying attention maybe to your emails or to your posts. Like you put out an email blast, you put out Facebook Insta blast, whatever, maybe even do a little video. Heck, share one of my promotional videos that I'm making for Santa. But the money's pretty good. Like you can sell like 2 photos for like $25, $30. If they want more, they can obviously purchase more. But the goal is for them to have 1 or 2 good photos for like $25. And most people have 2 kids, which I hate doing this because I feel like, maybe I should give them a discount if they have 2 kids, 3 kids. You could do a discount if you want, but like $60 for kids photos where it's like I don't know. And then that's pretty good money if you think about it. If you got like 10 people coming in, 10 families coming in, get mom and dad in there for a picture if you can. The future goal is to do like a doggy day, kitty cat day, where obviously I have my amazing assistant Nikhil who can help me manage the crowd, but everyone comes in with their pets who are friendly to the public. Hopefully they don't bite, they don't nip at people, they are decent animals. No offense to the non-decent animals, but they don't handle well with, people, crowds, kids, and it just can create a kind of dangerous situation. So I always try to preface, hey, if your dog or cat is good around people, bring them and they'll take a picture with Santa. I just think it's the cutest thing ever. Plus, they can put them in costumes, like Christmas costumes. So it's just an experience. It's like being at a photo booth at a wedding. These people who come, they have an experience in that photo booth. It's not just about the final product. It's about them having fun and being goofy and taking a load off, at the photo booth. So, but then you get a cute picture as a final product. So anyways, but yeah, David Tang, hopefully he will be able to have Santa. And I like with anybody who like, I don't know, rent a Santa sounds really tacky. Rent a Santa. Anybody who like brings him out, if I can make it, I will grab like BTS clips, like cell phone videos, or even use my nicer camera to do like video. And as long as I have permission, that could be promotional videos. Sometimes you're building for the next year. Like this would be ground zero for me, as building up people who are fascinated with Santa, and I will have more business next year with my Santa, because I start laying the groundwork now.
Hey, I'm sorry to cut you off, Elizabeth. What kind
Always
of
cut
gear
me
do
off.
you have? What kind of gear do you have?
Great question.
Like,
So I actually shoot on, like, my main camera right now is a Canon RP, which is kind of not the best, but it's a newer camera. It's just not powerful, I would say, enough to really make me want to promote myself as a second videographer.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I have shot second video with that camera, but people also hire me and they put their camera in my hands.
Right.
I've had a
Right.
lot of people do that. So, and I'm used to Panasonic, Sony. I mean, I still need to grow in Sony, but my main cam system is Canon. So
Okay.
any Canon, I can pick that crap up and roll with it. So, and then I
But
have
you're familiar
Canon
with
5D
Sony?
Mark IV.
But you're familiar with Sony
I
cameras?
am, but I would like to say, like, pay me less, 100% pay me less, because I need to continue to grow with Sony. Sony tends, compared to Canon, you could overexpose with Sony.
Yeah.
You could accidentally overexpose and things can be a lot more washed out and whited out. So I have to adjust how I shoot that.
Yeah.
So
That's
that I
a
don't screw up the
consequence of
footage.
just the different color science with the Sony cameras, especially if you're shooting in S-Log.
Maybe
Like
you can teach me some more, Nikhil. If we ever get together, you can teach me some Sony stuff so I can market myself better as a second.
Yeah, I've been
better
shooting
than
Sony
second.
for like 5, 6 years.
Yeah, this is S-Log 3 right here. I'm shooting S-Log.
Yeah, it's fun.
Applying a lot. But yeah, it's
Love.
crazy. I mean, it takes
Show
some
off,
time
show
to learn
off.
that.
Fancy. No, he's
I'm
fancy.
preparing for my inquiry. Hopefully, they
Fancy
reach back out.
like
A Zoom call.
Applebee's on a date night. Yep. Gotta listen and adjusting your filter. Like I do not have skin that this is this flawless. Like I got pimples and everything. So like this, thank God for filters right now. So, oh, but yeah, David, let's see. I'm gonna put my attention on you for a second because you do have a depth, you do have a wisdom, but you also have a way of like warming people up to, I don't know, you have a good way about you. Like people just feel like more calm around you. So you have like a way of
So
like
warm. So warm.
yeah. Like I don't meet people like David often. So he's like a warm sunny day with that nice smile of his. And he's also like David, I'm gonna say the word bouncer, you know what I mean? He got that like bouncer vibe, but he's like a nice bouncer. Like he in the club, we all fam in the club. In the club, we all fam. I don't know how to say that. But the people with kids know what I'm talking about. He's like the bouncer who you can like kick back with and talk to and have fun with. He's intimidating, but not intimidating at the same time. So don't want to mess with him because I don't know. How tall are you, David?
Short as hell.
I think George wants to do intro.
Yeah.
Let's go, George.
George just came back.
George,
I didn't even
come on,
notice.
George, turn on that
George,
camera.
you got 30
Welcome
seconds.
back.
30 seconds, George.
You can say
Turn on
whatever you
that
want.
camera,
Bro.
I'm
boy.
gonna set my timer.
You can say anything.
George.
He's
Why you coming
honestly
back
he's
in?
teasing a little.
Like,
He's like, I'm here, but I'm not.
I'm George. Hi, and then go bye.
Bye.
I know, like
Seems
last
nice.
time.
He
It's
seems
okay.
nice.
Next
We're a bunch
time.
of nice people just being nice to one another. I don't see a lot of niceness on the internet. Most recently I saw a debacle, a situation happen in wedding videographers group. Oh my gosh. Like I don't know if it was just like a little battle between two guys who are both very active in the group. And I was like, y'all being a little wild. Y'all need to calm down. I even said in one of the comments, and the post got the original post got deleted. So I said in one of the comments, I said, bro, your mouth is writing a check that you cannot cash. And I thought it was because he was running his mouth about somebody who's literally like an expert in his field. And I was like, yo, love you, bro. But that was one of my comments. I thought it was so funny. But then
Who was it?
It was all about this lighting situation, right? It was about lighting the dance floor. Hey, baby. Sorry. Love you. Still recording.
We let the dance floor, right, Gary?
Who was it? Was
Sorry.
it who was being the
What
aggressor?
happened?
Oh, my husband just got home from work. Usually I talk to him on his way home, so
Oh no,
y'all keeping me too
videos.
long.
Who posted what venue? Where was it?
Okay, so there was a situation with the light. Mr. Vu from Vu Nguyen.
Oh,
guy.
I remember that post.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
now I
funny.
remember.
It
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
Who was
like,
it?
yeah.
Who was
everyone
it?
like,
Who was it?
bickering.
Yo, it was Vu and Vu Films, two doucher, as he called himself.
Yeah. He's like, let me
Very
show
talented.
you.
He's very
awesome.
talented.
He's
Very talented.
his production rate, like his production value for how he handles his films. Like he's a very fast editor. He's very good at editing. He's ridiculous. He's a monster superstar rock star. And I look up to him, you know. And then this other guy was like kind of like putting a dig out on him, and it was just like a little
That post is deleted now?
yeah, one of them, but there's a few others.
George is
still
leaving,
up.
guys. He's letting everybody know he's leaving.
Thanks, George.
Bye,
Hope
George.
to see you in the future.
Goodbye, George.
Bye,
Speaking
George.
of speaking of which, I do have to head out, unfortunately.
Me too. I want to see the spouse of mine. So, but anyways, love the chat. Remember about the Amplify thing? I don't know if y'all heard about
Darn.
Amplify, David
David
and
Alonso.
Gary. Yeah, we're gonna
Why
do
me?
that. Yeah, I'm
Like
putting
it
you
should
on
not be
blast,
on the
sir.
admin. It should be on the
First
school
one, bro.
members.
First one. Let's go,
That would be
David.
kinda-
Come
that would be
on.
kinda sick,
You know who
actually.
deserves honestly, like Gary Fang deserves a
Nah.
freaking
I
interview.
see
Guys,
Yo,
three
I
people
worked
I
so
want to interview
hard.
right
Last
now.
last one. Gary,
So many people look.
okay, we touched upon
Dude,
Facebook
you work so
Marketplace. He
Why
touched
don't
hard.
you
upon
just do
Facebook
one
Marketplace.
together? Why don't y'all do
Know
one
your
together?
stuff, dude.
Y'all play off of each other.
It
Like
doesn't
you
even
can
have
get
to be
in with.
photography, Gary. It could just
It
be
could be
about,
anything. It could be life.
Come on,
your
Gary.
professionalism, like your, yeah.
So many
Yeah.
people can
Yeah,
learn
I
from
think
like
David should
all
go
the
first,
people you learn.
and then
You could do a
Carl.
solo
You guys should
amplify
interview
or a
each
group
other.
amplify.
Interview each
Yeah,
other.
Do each other.
I can just
That
watch.
sounded really weird saying that out loud. Do it with each
Come on.
other, okay? No, okay. I'm playing that too. Okay.
We'll
So no, that
we'll
sounds good. That'll
figure
be
it
a
out.
good first one. So we'll book it and it'll be a day that works for us and it'll be after the Thanksgiving holiday, okay? And
Gary, what do you want to talk about to the industry, man?
Let me see. I got nothing to give, to be honest. So
what are you
everything's
talking
out there.
about?
Everything's out there.
So
I just
full
heard
of
a
it.
sad violin play. You are
Gary,
wrong,
Gary's a
Gary. You have a lot to
trailblazer.
talk about.
Gary's
That's
a
why people have to ask
trailblazer
him.
in various ways.
Y'all have to ask him questions. That's why. So.
You should tell people how to negotiate. You're a good negotiator.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
You.
I lowball
I
king
know
right
you.
here.
I know you're good. You're one
You're
of the best
aggressive
I've
with it.
ever heard.
That's good.
You
All right,
could
gentlemen.
guys.
teach the industry.
Well, listen, y'all can go get some coffee with each other, some pizza with each other, get on some
Take care,
video
guys.
chats, keep bonding, keep making those connections. Nikhil, if you need to go, bud, it's fine. You look like honestly, you looked a little sad right there. You
No,
have a really intense sad face. I've told you this before.
yeah, I'm just really hungry. I
You
need to
look-
eat
Yeah,
lunch.
you need to eat something, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go say hi to my husband and maybe make him some eggs or something. But all right, it's been a blast, y'all, and I'm gonna try to end this recording properly. I'll try, but
Okay,
Bye.
everybody.
All right, guys.
bye,
Bye.
everybody. Have a
Yeah,
good
have a good
day.
one.
Guys.
Nice
Thank you for
talking.
tuning
Bye,
in
bye, bye,
and checking
bye.
in. Bye.